like the DSR electric, Blanchard towing and recovering Xfinity. Concerns of police survivors. Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing is so exciting. They rock the Nasser network. That Biggles cracking them up in the background. It is racing at Atlanta. It is racing at Talladega. Never turn right. Go baby, go. Don't you curse tonight. As a Brady, the boss man is lessening. Oh dear, let's go racing. Cody not with all the graphics. Jeff Merck pulling all the facial reactions. Jordan is spoken like DD Folio AC and a white crane. And we're gonna have fun right now in this moment. Let's race, let's race. Let's green light and go. Let's enjoy the race. Like and subscribe. So to see the unicorn that Murph and magically make. Don't you believe in unicorns? Do we want Barney? Barney, it's time to wave the flag. Green flag. Go, 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 go. What do you want? Door banging? Trucks being turned to find out where Grandma hides the cookie jar from Grandpa.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
We don't have a screen yet. Dean, what are you doing? We don't even have a screen.
Oh, we're live.
How do we know we're not live?
But I'm just go with it. I'm setting it on for you. Should have told me this before. Would have been handy.
Oh, everybody, I'll have my monitor here in a minute. When it's live, it's live. And we welcome you to coverage of the Nasser DSR Electric Truck Series. And we are live at the Tricky Triangle. That is Pocono Raceway, our next event for the Nazareth DSR electric trucks. iRacing on, of course, the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. I am Wesley Outland. Biggles, Dean Hopton is on production, and the redneck announcer, Jacob Reeves, is alongside. Jacob, it looks like it's a foggy day here in Pocono now that I finally have a monitor in front of me and I can see the screen. What's it going to be like for the race tonight, my friend? Good evening.
Good evening, Wes Atland. Good evening to everyone at home. I'm telling you, this is going to get a little bit interesting with that fog right there. I mean, obviously, Pocono's always had that kind of weird deal with the weather. They've had, just all kinds of weird things. Fog. If you think back, I believe it was Chris Buescher, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he won a race here at Pocono, but they had to stop it because of the fog, because the fog was just so bad. So this place, 3 turns, not 4 turns, always what 4th turn. And then you got the weird weather. You got so many crazy things that always happens here at Pocono.
Yeah, what turn 4 indeed, and obviously we'll be keeping an eye and watching that as obviously Pocono is tonight. Penultimate race of the regular season. The playoffs are right around the corner. And how about this? Pocono tonight, 2.5 miles. Bristol next week. It's Bristol, baby. Short track racing at its finest. What a crazy schedule to put Bristol as your season finale to determine who's going to the playoffs. That's going to be a major wild card, maybe 2 wild cards in a row. The finale for the regular season at Bristol, Jacob, and then the wild card to start the playoffs, Daytona.
Yeah, Wesley, you look at it like you just said right there. You actually got about 4 wild cards right there in a row. Bray LaBeouf, and then obviously the Chicago Street Course. And then and then obviously Bristol, which a lot of beef can pop off at Bristol. Always does. It will be interesting, though, next week at Bristol to see if they will implement that same rule that they have for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, where if you had an EOL, they just go ahead and kick you straight out. So it'll be interesting to see if they put that rule in there with Bristol, and obviously to start off with the playoffs. Daytona, you can't make this up.
But honestly, Jacob, do you think that helped the race? We kind of had differences of opinion on that the other week ago.
Yes and no. I felt like that it got, everybody, yes and no. Yes, because it did seem like it kind of cleaned everything up and, got the self spinners out of the way and got them to go ahead, send it packing and try again next week. But at the same time, it screwed some guys like, say, Jeff Merck. We saw him getting that incentive that he had. He ended up getting busted for the EOL, one of the faster trucks. With the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series at that race at Bristol. He got screwed off of an EOL. It's just his fault. Or maybe it wasn't his fault. Don't know. But at the same time, he got busted for it. Took him completely out of the race. So, yes and no, it did help it. But I'll say this: it always it always gives us some great content to talk about when those rules happen.
Yeah, well, it's going to be fun to see and watch and see what goes on here, no doubt about it, as soon as we move into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm understanding that it is time to introduce the starting lineup as we get ready for the Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250 here tonight at the virtual Pocono Raceway. Starting lineup on the pole: Matt Cherry, fast qualifier, 53.808 seconds. Darren Bruce to his outside on the front row. Cole Hendrickson, Jonathan Cofield will make up row number 2. Then you got Kermit, Luke Smith, and Adam Newbert, the inaugural series champion when this thing started 5 years ago from Georgia in the 4. Stephen Page and a former series champion, the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon from Canada, row number 4. Row 5, Joey Stiers and Bo Tiffany, Chad Ross, and the Bulldog, Adam Newton, make up row 6.
And Tom Lester is going to start 13th with Roger Diebold, who won at Phoenix earlier on this season. He's going to roll off MP14, matching his truck number here tonight. Cody Knott, one of the admins, one of the big dogs here with Nazareth. He's going to start 15th, with Kerry Tribune to 7 will start 16th. Colton Hogan's going to be 17th. The Holodaddy and Mr. Restrictor Plate. This is not necessarily a super speedway per se like Daytona and Talladega, but Brian Chew can get through the draft. Look for Brian Chew to be able to get him a good finish. here tonight. He'll start 18th with Raul Meza in 19th, and Taylor Peacock will start 20th. Justin Lumpkin will start in the 21st spot with Robbie Richards in 22nd. Lucas Lyons will be 23rd, and fresh off of a very chaotic Chicago street course, both of them ironically starting side by side back there. Phil Pappas in 24th.
And the rest of the field will find Tyler Goodwin, Nate Maurer. The field rolling onto the pit lane in the fog here at Pocono. We'll go over the weather in a minute. Row 13, row 14, J.D. Larson, Craig Schroeder. Then you got Cole Larson and Joshua Suss, top 30. Row number 16 will find Dan Hagan, James Kaufman. Row 17, Jeffrey Johnson, Lee Bailey III, Eric Parks, and Brady LaBeouf, the Talladega winner, starting 36th.
And then TJ Moore is your race director here tonight. Wesley, so 36 trucks is going to duke it out here tonight at Pocono. And I mentioned just a second ago, way back there in row number, I believe that is row number 12, if I'm not mistaken. My numbers may be all screwed up here, but all the way back there with Lucas Lyons and Phil Pappas. Remember, folks, if you joined us last week for the Chicago street race or street course race, however you want to look at it, both of those guys got involved. Remember, lap one, Lucas Lyons dive bombs going into the first turn, knocks Pappas out of the way, and then they go all the way to the next time they come around after a restart, and Pappas gets him back in the last turn, ironically enough.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't even make it up. Both of them starting side by side here to start this bad boy off 23rd and 24th.
And it's going to be fun to watch and see what happens, no doubt about it, whenever we get ready to come to the line. It looks like they're going to make a couple of preliminary laps. Let's take a look at the race analysis for tonight at Pocono. This race is 250 miles, 100 laps on the 2.5-mile tricky triangle. What turn 4, as Jacob alluded to earlier, there is 3 turns at Pocono Raceway. Each straightaway, each turn has its own very distinction of significance of the racing historians of the tracks of the past, including stage 1 going to lap number 40. We will see a caution flag come out at the end of stage number 1. Glass Mechanic stage 2 will go all the way to lap number 75. That will be a caution. Remember, stage 1 caution, stage 2 no yellow flag. We will stay green unless an organic caution happens on its own. And then Jacob Reeves, how about this? A 25-lap shootout to determine the third stage. Usually the low numbers are the start of the stages. They flip-flop it here tonight for Pocono.
Yeah, I mean, they really did, Wesley. And what's going to be very interesting out of all this, you mentioned it right there, about a 25-lap sprint right there at the end from stage 2 going in, or all the way to the end of stage number 3. What's ironic about that is you just saw it a second ago, 75% fuel capacity. These guys going to go about 22 to 24 laps. Give it 21. Screw it, 21, 22. The max they can go is 24. I don't see them going any faster or any more than 24 laps. That's going to be interesting right here to see how they're going to try to play this out right here to be able to try to make it here, because obviously, Wesley, a lot of races have been run here, and a lot of them have been won on fuel mileage.
And it is foggy as well. We show you the weather conditions in just a moment as they get ready to come down to the green flag. Look at this as the pace truck is in. The Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250, 100 laps underway. We're green in the tricky triangle. Weather conditions, overcast. That's an understatement. It is foggy. We can barely see the trucks come in view off of turn 3 as they rumble their way, Jacob, and the whole shot into 1.
Yeah, Matt Cherry, he had that lead going into the turn 1, but here comes Darren Bruce on the outside. He's going to fire around on the outside. A couple of them already getting up into the fence, already looking 4 wide way back there in the back. That is possible to do here at Pocono. But now up front, Bruce is going to hold the advantage. Jonathan Cofield trying to go for 2 in a row. Way back here where Taylor Peacock, Brian Chew, all these boys, Stephen Page, they get 3 wide, and they're wrecking at the front.
Just before they get to the third turn, we got contact. Inaugural Series champion Adam Newberg gets turned. His rear end's in the fence. Cole Hendrickson got turned in the wrong direction. He's in the middle of the racetrack. Everybody zigging, zagging. Jacob, first serve pro caution out on lap number 1.
Yeah, this is bad news right there. You saw it right there. Cole Hendrickson, who has won here at Pocono in the past, and Adam Newberg, two very, very decorated drivers here with Nazareth, also with the DSR Electric Truck Series. See kind of what happens right here. See Cherry on the bottom. He gets loose. Newberg gets loose as well. Tries to straighten it back out. He ends up tagging Hendrickson. Hendrickson looks like he kind of went for the spin cycle. Nobody else hit him. But it looked like Newberg got the worst end of all that. But Hendrickson, how nobody else hit him, I don't even know, because I was waiting on somebody to T-bone him, and nobody did.
Here's another look at another angle. There you see Cherry in to Newberg, fishtailed sideways, collects Cole Hendrickson. Everybody else goes zigging, zagging, spinning left, right to avoid Adam Newberg again involved in the accident, and probably worse for wear. Again, the driver of Cole Hendrickson. Got to wonder if Matt Cherry might have any damage on the passenger side or the right rear of the 54 truck from the contact with Newberg. There it is again. A scrape off the safer barrier, nowhere to go, spins it, right hooks Newberg into the 10. Big save for the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, and around we go to put us under a caution here.
Yeah, I mean, in Weston, we're still looking at this right here. I mean, both of them actually snapped loose right there. Cherry snaps loose on the bottom. Looked like Newberg might have snapped loose too. And, I mean, just slides right up, nails the outside retaining wall. And when you hit that corner right there coming off 2, that turn 2, or what we call the tunnel turn, that is a very, very screwed up little turn right there, because you want to gas up. You want to try to get as much speed as you can going through it. You don't want to lift as much, because if you do, you will get straight up bypassed. And Newberg was being very aggressive right there to try to hold it down on the top side. Cherry just snaps loose. Might have got a little bit of contact as well. Parks gets spun around on pit road. Somebody tagged him in the left rear and spun him around. Well, see, I'll say this. Lap 3 of 100, it has been entertaining. That's for damn sure.
It certainly has, and we're just getting started. By the way, let's introduce what is Pocono Raceway, 2.5-mile, 4-kilometer tri-oval racetrack. As you see where they're wrecking on the pit lane in the truck wagon, Eric Parks, I think he got hit in the back by Joey Stiers. But anyhow, tri-oval racetrack here in the Pocono Mountains of the Keystone State. The track features 3 turns, very unique in each one. A main straightaway that measures 3,740 feet long, the longest back straightaway, a long back straightaway as well, and the length of the racetrack. There are 3 very different banking angles. Turn 1, 14 degrees in the corners. Turn 2 is 8 degrees after the back straightaway, if you will. Then they make their way to another corner, 8 degrees, and then another short chute that is 6 degrees to turn number 3. The main straightaway, 3,740 feet. If you did not know, that is the longest back straightaway in racing. The front straightaway in racing. 3,050 feet, 55 feet makes the Long Pond straightaway the longest back stretch in racing. And then the short straightaway is 1,780 feet. You add those very unique turns to those very unique straightaways in length, and you've got yourself the dimensions of a tricky triangle. What turn 4, Jacob Reeves? That's how you get around Pocono Raceway.
Yeah, Wesley, and also cool thing to note, if you want to go look it up on Google if you got the time, this is actually one of the party crowds of, the racetracks and everything in North America. Talladega, obviously, that's where the NASCAR races was earlier this week, or this past weekend. That's the big party crowd. Watkins Glen's always been a big party crowd deal as well. But this place right here, I've heard, has some amazing parties in the infield. So anybody up there in that Pocono, Pennsylvania area, go check it out, because they party hard from what I've heard here. Pocono, Pennsylvania, they can go check it out.
Look at the fog. Look at the fog overlooking the racetrack, and Yeah, the infield, right where all the haulers and the campers are, buddy. There's a big party, a parking lot party. Come join it. By the way, we were talking about the 3 unique racetrack turns at Pocono. Of course, if you did not know, turn 1 mimics Trenton Speedway. Turn 2 mimics the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And the third turn mimics the Milwaukee Mile in Wisconsin. There you go. New Jersey, Indiana, and Wisconsin. 3 different racetracks, and their corners have all their own lifestyle at Pocono as well. Great moments being made in virtual and reality of Pocono, and we're ready for the field to wrap up their first Serve Pro Caution. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like as we're starting to see the field work their way back off of turn 3. Pace truck onto the pit lane. Here comes the field with Bruce and Cofield in tow. Back up to speed, back to the Geico restart zone, and they pick up speed down the longest straightaway in NASCAR. There's a countdown. It goes from 3 markers to 2 markers to 1 marker, and they'll sell it off, Jacob, into turn number 1.
Yeah, I mean, Darren Bruce was going to take that top side. He was the leader at that caution, so he's going to take the top side, get that advantage. Cofield will slide right in second. Spice-Man Chris Cinnamon. Remember, Wesley, when we went all the way back, when these guys ran Indy earlier this season, the Spice-Man Chris Cinnamon was one of the stronger trucks in the field that night, but had VR issues that night. Here he is up here in the 3rd spot, trying to see if he can get a little bit of luck from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here at Pocono.
Heading towards the Indy Motor Speedway corner of turn number 2, as we mentioned, as they work their way now off of turn 4's Milwaukee Mile, 3rd turn, working down the straightaway. Look at them side by side. Kerry Tribune, Taylor Peacock, they're door to door. Pistol cocked on the outside lane. Falling back is Tribune. He had no choice but to get back in the line. The conga line of speed, where's into turn 1.
Yeah, a lot of them really trying to get in that draft. I was talking about that a while ago with Brian Chew, the draft master, I guess you could say, or Mr. Restrictor played all about the draft. That's what you got to get right here. You see Colton Hogan trying to use that draft with Nate Maurer, 971, Nazareth's area code in the house here tonight at Pocono. And see Raul Meza right here trying to use a little bit of draft as well. Seeing if he can try to work that Serve Pro truck all the way up through the field.
Continuing to watch all these guys work their way around the racetrack. Here comes now again Darren Bruce in the lead. Pick your poison. There is action all over as the fog settles again. And then down the back stretch, here we go, or the front straightaway. Stephen Page out of line. Get in line. Got to find a place to sneak in there. In the top 15, he will. He's still blocked as they work into turn number 1.
Yeah, Page tries to dive down to that inside lane, trying to see if he can go after Tom Lester up here in the 6th. Lester was able to shoot around Page, so Page's going to try to get some draft, try to get a run, and maybe try to slingshot around it. Bump drafting is something that we may see here tonight.
By the way, a special night for, again, the driver of Robert Richards. We just lost Jacob Reeves. Jacob, hopefully he's back with us. Robert Richards, career start number 407 in Nazareth tonight at Pocono. He leads the field as they work off turn 3, Jacob.
Here we go. But, yeah, you talked about Robbie Richards there for a second. Obviously, one of those big deal, or one of those big guys or whatever in Nazareth. So we'll see how this ends up working out as right in front of him. Carriage Tribune tries to dive down to the inside lane as Stephen Gregory, I believe it is, right in front of him. A lot of moves being made right here. A lot of guys trying to pull the slingshot right here, Wes.
Slingshot engaged like Talladega Nights between, of course, Cal Naughton and Ricky Bobby. We'll see it here at Pocono, possibly. Right now, Alabama's Cofield. He is an Auburn Tigers fan, and it is War Eagle right now to the man, Darren Bruce. He sits in the number 1 spot. The Spice Man from Canada, Chris Cinnamon. He needs to win a race to go to the playoffs. The 2-year-ago champion, having struggled since then, is sitting good in 3rd spot. That is, of course, Matt Cherry and Kermit, Luke Smith, your top 5. We're still single file as we work our way back into turn number 1.
Eric Tribune is still trying to work over this driver in front of him. Actually, that was Taylor Peacock. I thought it was Gregory. The 81-61, they kind of looked the same there for a second. Peacock slides up right here. Tribute trying to figure out any way he can get down to the inside. That turn 1 is a little bit of a kicker. Turn 2, you want to try to keep it all the way down where that yellow line is. And then obviously over in turn 3, it's kind of riding around the bottom. But turn 1, you can kind of go from the bottom or up to the middle. You don't want to go all the way up to the wall because you'll end up losing your tail up there.
The tricky triangle, that is Pocono, is where we are tonight for the penultimate race of the regular season. 24 drivers trying to fight for the playoff spots, and it's all up for grabs. As right now we look at great racing going on in the back. There goes Henriksen, picking up where he got a caution earlier. He now fights his way with Larson door to door, with Kaufman looking on in one.
Joshua Suss back there in that mix as well. Kaufman going to try to roll with Hendrickson. There you see riding on board, excuse me, with Kaufman. Whoa, Suss blinking a little bit. Hendrickson, one of them was blinking right there in front of him. Larson and Kaufman might have had their eyes closed blinking and hoping that they just didn't reappear literally in the cockpit. Hendrickson down the bottom. Kaufman's going to shoot up the track, almost takes out Larson, and now Kaufman's going to go around, but he saves it.
He saved it, James Kaufman, but behind them there's trouble. Another truck spins. Behind James Kaufman, we got one spun around, and that will trigger our second caution of the race. I want to say it's the number two, that's Dan Hagan in the 39 NASA truck going around, and that is why we are under the caution here for the second time. Here is a Pulse Poppers instant replay. Jacob, you saw it happen heading towards the Indianapolis Motor Speedway straightaway in turn.
Yeah, I mean, you see it right there. Everybody's trying to stack up or trying to hit the brakes, not try to run over Kaufman. And there you saw Hagan. This looks like he kind of lifts. There's Parks. Dives down to the inside. But see, Hagan lifts right here. Wow, Adam Newbert just drives in and nails Hagan. Knocks him around for a loop, and then Hagan head on into the inside retaining wall. Hard impact right there, but all of that happened right there. What happened with Dade Hagan, all of it happened because Kaufman got sideways, got knocked sideways, or even got loose, however you want to look at it. Any of that is what it was. Check out Eric Parks. He just didn't left. He said, screw it. If I'm going to drive through here, I'm going to try to end up hitting one of you, or I'm going to miss everything.
2 cautions in the early going of 10 laps. We're stepping away to take a break. More coverage from Pocono as we are just getting started with the Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250 at the Tricky Triangle.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have pulled the blackout. We're back here at Pocono, and we got guys that are coming down to the pit lane or faking one another to come to pit lane. Some drivers are pitting. Jacob, some people are not. No. We don't have a blackout in our area. Our apologies. We're not going to cut out the coverage. We're back, though, as Darren Bruce Jacob is leading the way. He's looked really good at that 05 truck shot Toyota.
Yeah, I mean, it really has. I mean, Matt Cherry was on the inside. He got the pole, and then Bruce was able to fire away on that outside lane, shot around Matt Cherry, and then Cherry got loose, and then Newbert hit the wall, and then that whole stack up, and then Hendrickson and everything else. But once that restart kicked in, once Bruce got that run, you can get a run through one. You're going to see a lot of guys watch Bruce. I would be very surprised to see him take the bottom, which is exactly what he just did. He took the bottom right here for this restart, but a lot of guys want to take that top side and be able to dive in through one and get that run coming through the middle of the corner and be able to get that run come off the corner, and you'll be able to have the lead. So curious why Darren Bruce is not taking the top side right here, and he's going to take it on the bottom. Something maybe I'm not seeing, but I've always took the top side on those restarts because you get a hell of a run in the middle of the track and get it right there in that second lane, then you can just drive right off the corner.
Yeah, no doubt about it. By the way, here's the race recap so far of where we are in the event. Lap number 12 of 100 laps is what we're on. And right now, Darren Bruce has been the Pied Piper here at the tricky triangle so far for the early races. We get ready to wrap up our second Serve Pro caution. By the water, big thanks to Serve Pro. Fire, water, cleanup, and restoration. Serve Pro, making anything that needs to be restored look completely brand new again. Producer, director, Dean Hopton, and the mom. Sausage rolls as well for dinner or breakfast. Because he's in Australia. It's breakfast time in Australia right now, right, Dean? Ain't it breakfast? Yeah. I think
he's away. He went to go get it.
He's ignoring us, or he has stepped away to go get more sausage rolls. One or the other. Oh, there you go. It's breakfast time over there, isn't it? It's breakfast. Oh, it's lunchtime. Okay, sausage rolls for lunch. Nonetheless, Jacob Reeves, the Redneck announcer. I am Wesley Outland. We're ready to bring it to you here. This is the next to last race. The next to last race. Boy, what a wild card this is. Tricky Triangle Pocono as the green flag flies. And here comes the fog rolling in again, Jacob, as we get ready for another restart. And Darren Bruce, Smith, Cherry, Diebold, Tiffany, they're door to door. The leader single file heading to one.
Yeah, Wesley, I mean, it kind of seems like this fog is getting just thicker and thicker and thicker. Good possibility we may see it get worse and worse throughout the race, but here we go up front. Kermit, Luke Smith dove down to the inside, got around Cherry. Cherry trying to get back down to the inside, barely can see him through all the fog. And keep in mind, folks, these guys are racing through that fog as we got to serve pro caution.
Another caution. It's Brady LaBeouf. It's the 5 involved as well. It is Colton Hogan. It is Taylor Peacock. 3 trucks littered down the backstretch heading towards the Indianapolis Motor Speedway turn 2 here at Pocono. And the yellow is out for the 3rd time again, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, hate to see that right there for Brady LaBeouf. And he may be actually thinking, why is there fog? He may end up thinking some changes right here because the fog may have had a play in that. There you see Robbie Richards maybe tried to jump up in behind Hogan. Probably couldn't see him through all the fog. Might have impaired his judgment, I guess you could say. And then just drives up, gets into Hogan. Hogan tries to straighten it out. He ends up getting tagging Brady LaBeouf. They end up going around, see it again. Richards gets into Hogan. Hogan's still trying to straighten out. Comes down. Wow, hard impact for LaBeouf. And then Taylor Peacock and others sliding sideways, just trying to miss the accident. And unfortunately, they get involved as well.
From another angle, on board with Brady LaBeouf. Jacob, what has it been like tonight for former champions of the Nazareth DSR Truck Series involved in accidents? There you see again, as I mentioned earlier, Hogan, Peacock joining the accident with LaBeouf. Even Parks went around in 73. He gets T-boned in the driver door. And there is another multi-truck accident to put us under the yellow flag.
Well, I mean, Wesley, like I said a while ago, I think a lot of this has to do with the fog. You see Peacock right here, I mean, just kind of just last-minute ditch effort right there, trying to see what's going on. I mean, he almost missed it. He was really thinking that Parks was going to come down the track, but, I mean, it's kind of hard to judge that, especially, you know, when seeing which way the smoke's going, which way everybody else is going, and then not only that, playing with the fog as well, and you see everybody coming down pit road. Remember, 21 to 24 laps, somewhere in that range, depending on how good your fuel save it is. This right here, going about this time, that's going to be about 24. They should be able to make it to 40, but they got to have to save a lot of fuel if they want to try to make it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As right now we see now the driver Luke Smith as the new leader. Some drivers are pitting. Actually, there's about 20, half the field or so have come down to the pit lane, or 3/4 of the field for that matter. I stand corrected. Lucas Lyons and Chris Cinnamon have already pitted. They've pitted twice. They did not this go around. Other drivers that have not pitted yet include only 5 or 4. That is Luke Smith, Roger Diebold, Bo Tiffany, and Joshua Suss. Jacob, 4 drivers in the fog at Pocono that have yet to pit in the race.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens with them. Matter of fact, I was talking to Luke Smith right before this race, and he was the one saying it was in that range on that fuel window, as well as him. Joshua Suss, a couple of drivers over there with Blue Line Racing, trying to have them a good night tonight. Joshua Suss up there sitting in the 6th spot. That could be a pretty good deal right there for Suss. See how that works. Actually sitting in 4th on mine. He was showing 6th, but very weird little call right here because they're going to have to pit. I mean, regardless if they pitted on that first caution, they're still going to have to pit before this thing's all said and done, at least for the first stage.
So the caution out here as drivers are coming down to the pit lane. Some did not. Looks like they're going to see the 1 to go indication this time by. As we give you a new rundown, the Starbase 1552 comics entry of Luke Smith in the lead. Look at how bad the fog is here at Pocono as we do finally see the pilot lights go off the pace truck, Jacob. They're going to fight the fog. We're going to get ready to find a restart next time by, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually shocked that you saw the pace lights because I barely can't see them on my end. But, I mean, you got Luke Smith up there, Roger Diebold. Diebold got that wet at Phoenix, so he can kind of, throw something on the wall, see if it'll actually stick. He's got nothing to really lose. So Diebold up here at 2nd, Bo Tiffany, Joshua Suss, and then Lucas Lyons, the top 5, top 10, being the Spice-Man, Chris Cinnamon, Matt Cherry, Darren Bruce, Brian Chew, Nate Maurer, the top 10. So pretty interesting little top 10 as we're halfway through stage number 1.
And with all this continues on, look at the fog. My goodness. As Luke Smith is the man that is going to fight the field and the fog when they come back for a restart. Roger Diebold. Remember Roger? Roger Diebold won a couple of weeks ago. Hey, here's my thing, Jacob. I like the weather reality, the weather graphics, but definitely they've got to fix they've got to make it where you can see it better, right? I mean, this is what the driver's view looks like. And honestly, if it gets too damn bad where we can't see from our regular broadcast cameras, we might have to just go on board with drivers, because that's probably the best view we've got with Luke Smith. Kermit coming to a restart, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean,
look at this. Oh, my God.
Well, look, I mean, Mark Cofield out there in the live chat said there's a button to turn the fog off from making the race session so wide. He's got a little man sitting there with his hands up. I mean, I don't know.
Is there a button to hit? I don't know. No, he likes to make the races reality. And I will tell you, I've been to races at Pocono where it has been foggy. I have been to an ARCA race at Pocono where it was delayed for 2 hours because of the fog. We're racing in the fog with Smith, Diebold on his back door. He's at his tailgate. They're pulling away as they pull away from Tiffany, who's 3rd, going into the corner in turn number 2.
Well, I mean, Wesley keeping it real may end up keeping cautions. There's a good possibility because the visibility is literally through the floor. You cannot see anything. We're lucky to see this. Obviously, with Midtown right there on the hood right there for Mert's Magical Creations with the magical unicorn. Looked like he had a cigar or a cigarette or something in his mouth. There you see it right there. But Joshua Suss driving the number 80 right there, trying to see if he can get it going. But yeah, I mean, you can't see nothing at this point. As now he's got to watch his inside. Lucas Lyons looking down at the inside. Spiceman Chris Cinnamon may try to follow, as well as Darren Bruce.
Thought about it. Trying to break out of line. The man in third, Tiffany's got now Suss behind him. As now the leader, Luke Smith, tries to scamper from Roger Diebold. Great action behind them. We just can't see it as they work their way down the long back straightaway here at Pocono.
Yeah, folks, we're going to try the best that we can. Is there you see right there, Lucas Lyons down to the inside. Spiceman Chris Cinnamon. Joshua Sussman better watch his back door. But up front, Roger Diebold all over the back door of Luke Smith. You see Lyons right there. Well, you can't see a damn thing, but you see somebody smoking. Somebody might have got airborne way back there in the back, and we got to serve pro caution.
Trouble, Craig Schroeder around in the 56 from Charlotte. Caution out for the fourth time. We saw a little glimpse of a truck airborne, and then as the fog tried to make it more visible, it's Craig Schroeder single spin. Look at him break out of line. He shot out of line. The truck got airborne from the contact with Cole Hendrickson. There he is as he bicycles off the inside safer barrier in a shower of sparks. That was Cole Hendrickson, Jacob Reeves, that got into the 56.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot of this here tonight. I mean, Schroeder looks like he kind of holds his lane. He doesn't really move a whole lot. Hendrickson actually comes over, and folks, what he's trying to do, you see, he's actually trying to side draft. He's either trying to side draft or he's trying to jump in behind him. I mean, fog could play a little bit of the key out of that. We're seeing Jeffrey Johnson Jr. out there in the race chat out there, 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10, he landed the airborne send right there, but you know, that could be a little bit with the fog, you know, not being able to see if you're clear to be able to jump in behind somebody. Or it could be trying to side draft that left side, try to pull Schroeder back. You're going to see a lot of that side drafted here tonight. But that visibility will come into play even with that side drafting that we're seeing.
Cole Hendrickson in the 10 got into the 56. That's what caused him to bicycle up in the air. Craig Schroeder spinning, and we're going to look down for the number 10 of Cole Hendrickson. Cole Hendrickson currently up in the back. Look at this again. Watch this. And watch right there. Contact. And there you see it. Boy, man, I thought Craig Schroeder was going to lift up like an airplane in the air and flip, but luckily continuing along. Yeah.
And Wesley, I'm sitting here watching Craig Schroeder go around the track, man. I've already seen him a couple of times. It is very hard. Look at him. He's all over the place in that 56 trying to keep that sucker straight. He about lost it going through 1 and 2. He actually spun it around twice trying to catch back up to the field. And if you look on the back of his truck, he has no back bumper at all. He's got no back bumper at all, so he's definitely going to have to get that fixed, or he's going to be spinning out every single time he goes through these turns.
We call that crab walking, right? Crab walking, cattywampus onto the pit lane for sure. As other drivers are pitting. Now, in some shape or form, everybody now has come down pit road, including Smith, Tiffany, Suss, the other guys we mentioned that have not pitted. Now everybody has pitted at least once so far right now on the racetrack.
Yeah, this right here, actually, this may be a decent little time right here. I mean, you think right here at 22, I thought, you know, I was talking about it a while ago. You can go 21 to 24 laps. These guys coming down right here, these guys has got the best shot to be able to try to make it to the end of stage number 1. Remember, we get a caution at the end of that. So these guys coming down right here, they're topping off of fuel. They should be good to go all the way to the end. The other guys, Fetterman, Lyons, Maurer, Bruce, all these guys, they are throwing the clutch in, and they are just coasting around here, turning the truck off, just clutching it, and just trying to save as much fuel as they possibly can to at least make it to the end of stage 1, which will be at lap 40.
Quick break. We're stepping away. We're not done yet, even in stage 1. It is only halfway through at Pocono as we fight the fog tonight. Stay with us.
Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
I love a rainy night. You and I, just you and I. He's saying just you and I.
No. It was drinking my baby off my mind. That's what it is.
No, it's driving my life away. Oh,
well, he sung that too. But you know, I'm telling you right now, I know what it is. I'm gonna screenshot it for you right here. I'll screenshot it for you. I know this because I got it in my Apple Music library.
What's it called?
Drinking my baby off my mind. I believe that's how it is. I mean, look. Yeah,
drinking my baby off my. Yes, it's actually called "Drinking My Baby." Yeah, "Drinking My Baby."
Well, off of my mind.
Yeah,
off my mind. Yeah, but
it's a lot of great songs Eddie Rabbit did. We were talking about "I Love a Foggy Night" during the radio timeout, TV timeout, and we were talking about some of the greats of Eddie Rabbit. "I Love a Rainy Night," "Step by Step," "Driving My Life Away," "Just You and I," "Every Which Way But Loose." You remember that movie with the monkey with Clint Eastwood? That was a popular song.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So there you go.
Driving my life away.
All right, enough about plugging Eddie Rabbit. Is he dead? Is he dead, or is he still living? Yeah, he's dead. He died in 1998. Wow. Yeah.
You go really?
Real quick. He died a long time ago. He died a long time ago. Oh boy. Back to green. Back to green. I'm understanding we're going to put it on far chase so you can see the trucks, because our poor producer can't even keep up with it. Oh no. Chris Cinnamon in the lead now as they work their way from turn number 1 heading to the long backstretch here at Pocono, Jacob.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to see. The Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon. Can he get to the front? Can he keep it there? We'll see how this ends up working out for him. Doing pretty good right now. Lines back there trying to lay in the weeds. Nate Maurer up here, the 971, like I was talking about earlier, Nazareth area code. Really starting to hunt him down. Maurer good here at Pocono as well. Raul Meza trying to jump up here and crack the top 5, but Adam Newton right behind him. Kind of good with all of them working their way off turn 3.
And how about Raul Meza, our buddy from California right now in stealth mode. Currently in 7th is Brian Chu. Holy camole. Turned in front of him. I thought he was going to spin. Brian Chu, Mr. Restrictor Plate, gets back on the gas, and he stays to the inside of Meza going into the corner.
Yeah, talking about the Holidaddy right there. He about hollered if he would have spun it out right there, but he's able to keep it straight. And here we go, Goodwin. He's going to go around. Newton's going around. Lumpkin's going to go around him. Kerry Chabu going around him. Brian Chu falling through the field. Literally, he's going to try to keep it on the bottom. Very, very loose is that 51. Tribune's going to go around. Pappas going to latch right on the back door. Tribune, everybody trying to work their way around Brian Chu.
Brian Chu with a big, big problem down to the inside of the racetrack as Kerry Tribune in that AG compressor parts entry down to the outside lane, and you got Phil Pappas tagging the outside wall coming down the front straightaway. Finally, the fog lifting a little bit. I don't want to jinx anything. We're still in stage 1. We're going all the way to lap 45, and it is a battle for the lead with Cinnamon and Lions in 1 and 2.
Cinnamon trying to hold on. Lions dives down to the inside. Maurer is there. Darren Bruce going to try to get that slingshot off Maurer. Lions jumps in line. He'll put the block on him. It's Cinnamon, Maurer, Lions, Bruce, and Matt Cherry not too far back, about a half a second back from this battle. Top 5 actually now separating themselves from the rest of the field. Meza back there in the 6th spot. Actually, that's Goodwin now has got around him. But top 5 trying to separate themselves as now Maurer looks down to the inside.
All about going high. Really goes high. It's Raul Meza. Bottom of the racetrack, the Bulldog, Adam Newton. He's got friends. Here comes Lumpkin. He'll give him a shot in the tailgate. Push to the inside lane. Now they go to the outside lane, and they're single file going back to 1.
And 190 miles an hour going into turn 1 and tried to make it stick. There is Newton, a little bit sideways. We're hearing about a chicken foot in the background. I have no idea where Dean's going with that, but Newton up here trying to mix it up as well. Front five still trying to separate themselves. Goodwin trying to hold down sixth. Mezza's got all he can handle from Newton, Lumpkin, and Tribune, which makes the top 10, but front five trying to get away from the rest of the field.
Nice save as right now Spiceman Chris Cinnamon looking at the front spot. Besides an all-star race win, Chris Cinnamon has definitely been on a slump when it comes to the Monday Night Series, Jacob Reeves. Right now, he is trying to win to put himself in the playoffs, if not by win, by points. Remember also, the top 24 are going to the playoffs beginning in 2 weeks also.
Yes, sir. The Spiceman Chris Cinnamon. Remember, folks, he is a past champion here with the Monday Night DSR Electric Truck Series. He knows how to get it done. He knows how to win races, and he knows how to win the championship. But he's lost a little bit of luster. Could have been from the new competition coming in, or could have just been a little bit of a slump that he's in. But Cinnamon, very strong up here leading this bad boy. Brian Chew is straight up in a hornet's nest after getting loose earlier. Everybody trying to go around and try to gang up on him.
All about how to move on the outside lane. Here comes now Brian Chew. He'll drift up against the safer barrier. Pulls now right in front of the front bow of that truck we were just talking about. Brian Chew. All this racing going on. The fog is finally going away as we're going towards 65 degrees. Track temp is at 74. And we are seeing the trucks more clearly now as we're also heading towards the later part of the afternoon.
Yeah, Wesley, there's no telling. We could end up having a bright, sunshiny day right here when this thing's all said and done. Maurer right there on the inside trying to go after Cinnamon for the lead. 3 wide line says, excuse me. Get out of the way. I'm going for it. Cinnamon gets kicked back to third. Maurer up on the top side. Lines down to the inside. And oh, yeah, Darren Bruce, Matt Cherry, they're not far behind as well.
And look at now 3 wide down the front stretches. They'll sell it off to turn number 1. Well, it's going to be Cinnamon on the inside. He's got the whole shot. He'll carry him 3 wide in the corner with Lyons and Cinnamon right there with Maurer stride for stride. And they're still 3 wide off too.
And Darren Bruce says, excuse me, I'm going to try to make it 4 wide. Lines at Maurer, they're going to door bang a little bit off of 1 and trying to go into turn 2. Now Matt Cherry's going to jump up here in this mix. They door bang again. Lines on the bottom, Maurer up top. Darren Bruce waiting for one of them to screw up. Neither one of them does. Still side by side, side drafting, pulling each other back. Incredible racing here tonight at Pocono.
And finally to the whip now as we approach the final 10 laps remaining of the opening stage. It's Lyons on the bottom, Maurer up on the outside. They bang doors again. A little side draft. Here comes now also the 05, Darren Bruce, who led a good portion of the start of the race. He's now in the mix. Cinnamon Cherry, top 5, throw a blanket over him as they thunder into 1.
Yeah, I mean, and they're racing with a lot of respect up here at the front. Very clean, very hard, maybe a little bit of door banging. That's what we love here at Nazareth up front. Nate Maurer trying to see if he can secure stage 1, but it's not over yet. Darren Bruce pulls the slingshot, slides right up on the back door. He's got a left. Right behind him, Cherry, Cinnamon, they're going for the 4th spot. Cherry, remember, got loose on lap 1. Adam Newbert was up top. He was your pole setter. He's got up here into the mix. He's trying to get him a stage 1 victory.
All of this happening as they work their way again off of that 3rd turn down the front straightaway. What turn 4 here at Pocono? Don't forget to subscribe and like as the fog is lifting. The racing's getting good. Matt Cherry now set his sights on Cinnamon the Spiceman. Top 3 pull away as they head to 1.
We're seeing out there in the live chat, Mark Cofield wanting to know what happened to Jonathan Cofield, who was 1 lap down, was up there at the front battling for the lead. He sat down on pit road for quite a amount of time. Actually, for some reason, not 100% sure what happened with Jonathan. Maybe we can get a word with him here in just a little bit and see kind of what happened. But up front, Maurer still has the lead. Bruce trying to fall in tracks as well. Cinnamon, who had the lead a couple of laps ago, trying to muster up, get some momentum. He's going to go after Lyons in 3, but Lyons shuts the door on him.
They thought about going after Lyons, but then he thought better of it. They worked their way back off of that third turn, coming down the longest straightaway in NASCAR at Pocono. Here they come now with Lumpkin and Kerry Tribune. Phil Pappas now watches this go on. This is happening in the top 10 as they work their way back into turn number 1. Everybody getting antsy to get into those top 10 spots for stage points as we head to lap 40.
Front 5 is gone, and all the way back here is a straight-up cluster. You know what? Back here, it is getting good in the neighborhood. Brian Chew tried to pull the draft, maybe suck up to the guy in front of him and try to get something happening back up front. Lyons loses a spot. Spicy Man Chris Cinnamon trying to get a little bit spicy here tonight at Pocono with the DSR Electric Truck Series. He'll go to third and try to reel in Maurer and Bruce.
And all this going on now as they work their way off of that second turn now, or the straightaway coming to turn 3. They're already back to the start-finish line. Finally working now with Ross and Brian Chew side by side. That's Chad Ross losing ground to Chew. We're watching this now get back in line. They're going to now all get back in single file. For a minute, they were 2 and 3 wide like it was Talladega yesterday. Now they calm down and we get single file as they work back to 1.
Everybody working their way through single file. 1 coming now into 2. Everybody will run it right down the bottom of the racetrack, right up against the yellow line, all the way down in the center where Grandpappy hides the moonshine from Granny. Here we go. Maurer still has it. Bruce holding on to second. Bruce actually slipped back a little bit, almost got up into the fence. We slipped back there and we saw Meza and them working their way around as well. But Nate Maurer holding on for another, coming this time 6 laps to go in stage number 1.
It is Maurer in the lead, followed by Darren Bruce second, Pittman third. Then it's going to be 5 remaining next time by as they work back into turn 1. Nate Maurer from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He probably knows this track very well in the Keystone State. The Pennsylvanian leads over Bruce Cinnamon as they work into turn 1.
The hometown boys got it up front, and Bruce is trying to snag that stage 1 victory away from him. We got a spinner.
We did get a spinner, or at least somebody tagged the outside wall. It was the green and black truck right there that's in view. That's Taylor Peacock. Taylor Peacock just ate the outside safer barrier, pancaked his truck on the right side, but somehow we keep it staying green.
Yeah, good possibility. It might have tasted like sausage rolls. Not 100% on it, but we'll see how it ends up working out. Cherry down on the bottom. Lyons gets a run. Lyons trying to go after Cherry. 53, 54, take your pick. Lyons will get the run. Slingshot around Cherry. So move him up to the 4th spot. Cherry back to the 5th spot. All of this going 2.5 seconds in front of Tyler Goodwin, who's still holding down 6th, and everybody else behind him.
To answer your question, Mark Cofield, I think I know there is a button, but I think Brady LaBeouf with Nazareth, they like the reality of the effects. And I think that's the reason why we had the fog and they didn't pull it or whatnot, because it makes it really interesting. Right now, problems. Lucas Lyons way off the pace in the 53. He's got a problem. He's back to 7th as he's got Hogan to his inside, and we're going to go 3 wide to fight for it back in the middle is Kerry Tribune off 3.
Yeah, they were trying to work their way around the lap truck of Colton Hogan, and Lyons got knocked sideways. Cherry didn't want to take it the wrong way, but everybody's going to slingshot by him. Now we've got a straight-up cluster back here. Brian Chew, all of them back here. Darren Bruce going after Maurer. Wesley, this is one of the reasons I love watching racing here at Pocono. It is action-packed from start to finish. You get it all here at Pocono.
Yeah, got to be fun and exciting, no doubt, as we're watching them again as they work their way again down to the corner. It is now Maurer into the number 1 spot. That is, again, the Pennsylvania driver, Nate Maurer. It is Darren Bruce. It is Chris Cinnamon. Tyler Goodwin right now. Adam Newton, the new top 5, as they are working now under 4 to go here in stage number 1 at Pocono.
And Adam Newton is finally going to get around Tyler Goodwin. He was trying to reel him in, not over yet. Goodwin's going to try to pull the slider. Newton jumped up on him, and then Goodwin able to get the run down on the bottom side. They'll go side by side once again. Newton trying to pull some side draft. Matt Cherry trying to gang up some lost ground that he had with a little contact with Lucas Lyons. So Cherry trying to work his way back up through the field, but Goodwin could be sitting in prime position. He started 25th in the field up here to get him some pretty good stage points. A couple of others back here. Phil Pappas trying to work his way. Kerry Tribune, all of them trying to gang up on Lucas Lyons right behind these guys.
By the way, the first stage is going to be the first half of the race. Can you believe that? 100 miles are about to be completed in what will be the longest stage of the race tonight here at Pocono. Usually the stages are longer distance at the back. Not tonight as they work off the corner. Matt Cherry, Tyler Goodwin, they're fighting for that spot for fifth as we're working now. 2 to go here in stage number 1 at Pocono.
Yep, and pit lane is closed, and up front it is a 3-horse race. Maurer, Bruce, Cinnamon, take your pick. Maurer, he started 26th. He's up here leading this bad boy. The local man, the hometown favorite. Darren Bruce started on the outside of the front row, and the spice man Chris Cinnamon tried to turn his season around. 2 to go here in stage 1. Who's going to get it done? Maurer has been very, very strong up here, but Darren Bruce is wearing out Nate Maurer all over his tailgate.
All over the tailgate, if you will. Nate Maurer got to be happy with the race he's got going for him right now as we are approaching the cross flags in about another 25 miles. The longest part of the race now works off turn 4 in the stage. One more lap to go. It is lap number 39. It is Nate Maurer. It is Darren Bruce. It is Chris Cinnamon, and they're right there within the crosshairs of one another. One wrong slip, somebody's going to win the stage. Final lap, they're in turn number 1.
Yeah, Maurer slips up a little bit. Here we go. Darren Bruce trying to see if he can get some draft. Pull the slingshot. Now's the time if he wants to take it. There he goes. Bruce down to the inside in the tunnel turn. That's what you want to be. That's exactly where you want to be, but racing very respectfully. Maurer sends it. Bruce sends it. Cinnamon starting to slip into this picture as they work their way into 3.
Hey, we see Chris Cinnamon right there reeling in the tailgate of the 2 trucks in front of them of Maurer and Bruce. They have pulled away from everyone else like Newton and Cherry. Here they come. Now the sun bellowing over the Pennsylvania clouds at Pocono to the line. Nate Maurer is going to come to the stripe. He will win stage 1 here at Pocono in the Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250. Caution out over the racetrack now because it is the end of the stage, but it is Nate Maurer, Pennsylvania born and bred, to win at Pocono, PA for the first stage here tonight.
Yeah, SpongeBob is straight up smiling as all get out. Remember, it started 26, up 25 spots to get this stage win. It's a big deal right here for Nate Maurer. Get him some much-needed points and also that playoff point. Remember, we got Bristol next weekend, and we're going playoff racing, so any playoff points that you can get, this is the time that you want to go ahead and get them.
I got a feeling everybody will be coming down the pit lane. It looks like the last time people pitted was lap 15 to 21. I got a feeling we're going to see everybody be on the pit lane here in just a minute. Jacob Reeves, we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll cover them. We got Nate Maurer. Stay with us. Pocono, still a long way to go. At least you can see clearly now.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Pocono as drivers are coming down pit road. Jacob Reeves, we had a feeling that the entire cavalry would be looking for, as you call, 4 new freshities and Sunoco fuel. They're right there.
Yeah, everybody's working their way down right here. A very, very long pit road. You want to be careful going down this pit road 55 miles an hour. Very tempted to just straight up gas up and take off, but you don't want to do that. Got to be careful. 55 miles an hour. As we see right there, Jonathan Cofield looked like he kind of got knocked around sideways. Or actually, that was Lucas Lyons that got knocked sideways. But another thing about this Wesley Outlet, you see it, there is a little bit of a humps. You see it right there, a little bit of hills right there in Pocono. This has been well documented that this pit road has got a lot of, the pit road's real hilly. It's very, very long as well. So you got to be careful going down this pit road. It could really throw you off for your speed limit, and all that good stuff. Really long, very interesting pit road.
We're going to grab Nate Maurer, Jacob. I think you got the man from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. His Toyota 971 is the Stage 1 winner. Brian Chu is the new leader. Nate Maurer will come out second, and Jacob is standing by with the Stage 1 winner on our sixth caution of the race, or fifth.
Absolutely. 971 Nazareth area code in the house. Nate Maurer gets the stage win. Nate, cool little race, buddy. There for a second, we couldn't see a damn thing there for a while because there was so much fog. I mean, what was that like racing with all that fog and everything?
It's typical Pocono up here in central Pennsylvania. It's how it is in real life up there every year for the race. Seems to happen. Now sun's shining, so hopefully you boys up there in the blimp can get a good view here on the track.
I mean, Nate, you talked about that right there. Obviously, out there, yeah, you called that. See, I mean, there you see, now we can see a pretty good little track right here. But, you talked about it, hometown boy up here in the Pennsylvania and everything with that fog and everything. Did you feel like maybe you had a little bit of an advantage over the rest of the field, but just because you're so used to all that fog and everything?
Yeah, we got some fog lights installed on here. You boys just didn't see them yet, but no, I just love this track. It's my favorite track on iRacing. This for Darlington, but a little bit of luck there. Right pit decision. I mean, I got like 2 laps in practice session before the 2 laps in practice, and we just didn't run a good qualifying time to start 26, and ended up winning the stage. A little fright there by Darren Bruce, but we held him off there.
I hope that was a joke about the fog lights. Am I right? You have them on the front of your truck. Do they really work? Do they work in daytime conditions, Nate? I mean, do they work?
Yeah, SpongeBob has those jellyfish installed up front, dude. Those electronic jellyfish. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, I can't compete with that, Jacob, please.
I ain't got nothing for it, Nate, buddy. Appreciate your time. Congratulations on the stage 1 victory.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you, buddy. Wow.
Good Lord.
All right. I got to save us, damn it. Subscribe and like to follow the Nazareth 360 Racing Network and keep up with SpongeBob and Jellyfish and more. All right. Brian Chu and Nate Maurer, Jacob Reeves are going to be on the front row. We're getting ready for another stage. This is Glass Mechanics stage number 2. And real quickly, let's show you the race analysis for tonight because this is going to lap 75. And Jacob, if they do not get a caution, will stay green for the 25-lap shootout. Green flag is coming out this time by.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley, we talked about it as well. Got to be very, very careful with that fuel mileage that was talking about between 21, 24 laps. We're going to be talking about that all throughout this race. So you saw it right there. You got about another 30 laps before you get to that stage. So everybody's going to have to make a pit stop before they get to the end of stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. Chew off there. Oh, we got a spinner back in the back through turn 1.
Couple of trucks up against the outside safer barrier, and it is problems for the driver of J.D. Larson. J.D. Larson has crashed his truck. There you see the look of disbelief on his face as he rolls away from the accident. J.D. Larson, yellow flag, number 6 on lap 45.
We'll see what happened right here to Mr. J.D. Larson. You see right behind him, Lee Bailey the third. Whoa, Lee Bailey got a little bit of contact. Taylor Peacock gets into Bailey, sends him up into J.D. Larson, knocks them all sideways, and there you saw it a minute ago. I mean, just in disbelief with J.D. Larson right there. As you see Taylor Peacock, he kind of initiated all that, so I'd say Peacock's probably going to get the OL, but wait a minute. They may give this one to Lee Bailey the third because he came down and chopped Peacock's nose, and then Peacock's just trying to hold on to it. He gets into Larson. They may give that one to Bailey.
Look at this again from another angle. Oh, boy. Oh, they thought that, what was that? Well, they wanted to go 4 wide. It wasn't going to work. Nowhere to go for Larson. Turned into the fence. So is the other truck. Is that Bailey? I think it is Lee Bailey the third. Wow.
And that's hard impact right there. That is very, very hard impact right there that we saw with Larson and also with Bailey. But, to me, I mean, you see right here, Bailey sees a hole, tries to dive down. Peacock's already down there. He's already trying to, go as well, or send it, as we like to call it. And Bailey just tries to jump down there where Peacock's already there. Watch it again. You see Peacock, he's already there. Bailey just comes down and comes right across his nose. Peacock doesn't even move. Actually, Peacock's trying to go lower. Bailey just comes across his nose, ends up knocking himself sideways, and he comes up and gets into Larson.
Another look at it again. And there's again a replay presented by Pulse Poppers. Again, our big thanks to our sponsors here. So, yeah, they're psyching one another. Some guys are probably coming out of the pit lane that didn't pit the last time, and you see that now. But for the most part, everybody up in the front are doing, hey, man, I'm pitting, psych! And the track's wide enough, Jacob, at Pocono that you can do that to your competition or your adversary.
Well, here's the thing, though, Wesley. If you trust the competition that you're around, you can you can honestly pull that off. Now, I will say this. I've raced a couple of times here at Pocono in my time, racing on iRacing, and there's been a couple of official races where guys would psych each other out right there on pit road, and they would pull down, act like they're going into pits, and they gas it up and be like, psych, pull up. And the problem was there'd be another car right there, and they end up hooking themselves on the front stretch. So, and I'm not making that up, folks. That is a true story. I've had that done multiple times. I didn't do it, but other guys did. But pretty cool with the psych out deal. A lot of people don't like it. I've heard a lot of people don't like that whole deal with psyching them out. If you're going to go pit. Don't try to play no games, but it does add a little bit of strategy with some of these guys. Some of them may be thinking, well, there's a bunch of guys going right here. I'll go with them. So, I love the idea. There's a lot of strategy that comes into play.
We'll pause very quickly for 10 seconds of station identification. This is Nazra on the Community Radio Network. So Brian Chu is continuing to lead this race as we welcome you back to Pocono Raceway as the Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250 rolls along. Dean Hopton on production. Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outland. The next round, the penultimate race of the regular season, might I add, before 24 drivers are chosen by the efforts of the regular season. I don't want to say chosen, Jacob Reeves, because they've earned it. A new playoff format, man. What's your take of that? Ending Bristol next week. Daytona, 24 drivers. And then if you think about it, there's going to be one less week of playoffs fighting for the title. There's just going to be the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and then the championship race this year.
Honestly, it's a very touchy subject off of that, Wesley. I've looked at how this playoff is going to be, and it's something that we're going to have to, I guess you could say, kind of learn ourselves, because it's going to kind of be a little bit of a playoff bracket style. And, what I mean by that is it's going to be, from what I understand, we'll have to get with Brady and get with Cody and make sure that we know it 100%, but it's not like what we've had in the past. It's going to be like 1 versus 24, 2 versus 23. It's going to be kind of that kind of bracket style. It's going to be seeded that way. At least that's how it's been told before this thing even started. So say the playoffs ended or started today. Say this was Bristol, it started today, and what you see right now is what you got. Well, Cole Hendrickson would go one-on-one against Justin Lumpkin. Now, how that would play out, if that would be for one race or if that would be for multiple races or how that's going to play out, I'm not 100%, but basically you're one-on-one with everybody else. Kind of weird little playoff kind of deal. To be honest with you, I mean, I love how the schedule is, but I prefer the old bracket style that we've been having in the past.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
Well, we're ready to come back to the restart zone and start this again. Back to the strike. Back underway. Brian Chew now in the sun here in Pocono, up in the front spot. To the outside. Here comes Maurer. Stage 1 winner. Pennsylvania born and bred. He wants to lead again here off of turn number 1.
Yeah, but you better watch out for old Canada up there around that range as well. The Spice-Man Chris Cinnamon working his way to the outside. Now Darren Bruce is going to work his way up there as well. Chew trying to hold on. He is sideways going through 1 and 2. Cinnamon almost hits the wall. It looked like Maurer got a piece of it as well. Bruce back there latching on. Here comes Cinnamon old Canada in turn 3.
Could this be the race for the driver of Chris Cinnamon? Remember, he has struggled on so many levels since winning the championship. His biggest accomplishment was the All-Star race win last year. Of course, now he wants to win. He wants to win the race. He wants to make it for a championship. A former champion battles Brian Chew. Mr. Restrictor Plate hugs the outside lane as they work on the back straightaway.
And ironic about this, West Allen, if you look at these guys up here running at the front, Brian Chew up here with Nate Maurer and also with the Spice-Man Chris Cinnamon. I was actually thinking Spice-Man was in the Chrome group, but no, Spice-Man's not there. Chew and also Maurer, both of them are racing with Chrome Racing. And then obviously with the Spice-Man Chris Cinnamon down there running with Upfront Motorsports. So a little bit of a sandwich, I guess you could say, Chrome Racing trying to do with Upfront right here.
A sandwich, and it is about to become a little spicy, if you will, again up into the front spot. Here comes Cinnamon. He'll pull out a line. He'll power around side Brian Chew. He's got friends. That's going to be Bruce on the inside, pushed into 3 as they work into the corner.
Yeah, and Cinnamon's going to be able to try to get that run. He's going to be able to make it a stick. So now Chew gets kicked back to the second spot. Chew all over the back door of Chris Cinnamon. Nate Maurer, he's in a little bit of a fight for his own self. Bruce trying to work his way up here. Now Adam Newton, literally 3 guys, 3 of them up here with Chrome Racing up here inside the top 5. Dave got a good shot to try to pull it off here tonight at Pocono. A little team affair trying to get going. But here we go. Cinnamon trying to find a way. Chew as well. And now here comes Maurer.
Look at this, 3, 4 wide, almost in the back. We're still single file up in the front. That is Cinnamon, Maurer, Chew, Bruce hangs it down to the bottom of the white yellow line. He'll make the move to get around him, and he's got Newton behind him as they work in the corner into 1.
Yeah, Newton trying to use that draft all he can and try to work with his teammate Brian Chew. Darren Bruce thinking different. Here comes Matt Cherry. Doesn't care about any of them. Cherry trying to work. Here comes Kerry Tribute trying to work up here as well. Justin Lumpkin with Chrome Racing. They're all trying to mix it up here as well. Chew and Bruce now, they're going at it for the 3rd spot. Cinnamon Maurer, they're trying to break away. This could be a classic Chris Cinnamon, Nate Maurer finish. Good possibility if this thing stays green and if the strategy plays out.
Cinnamon right now, a truck length maybe over Maurer. Maurer back to the inside. Here comes now a big push from Kerry Tribune. and Cherry. They get single file. They push each other down into the corner. They're single file again as they work their way down the back straightaway here at Pocono. Justin Lumpkin in tow.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that right there with this, honestly, single file. Everybody tried to stay in the draft. Nobody wanted to try to make any crazy moves. And just as I say that, Tom Lester looked like he shot up the racetrack, almost didn't make it stick. Now Brian Chew, Darren Bruce trying to look back down to the inside, trying to work this way, get down on the bottom side. But once again, that middle lane looks like it may prevail for Brian Chew, and Adam Newton may follow him as well. Mauer's starting to reel in Sentiment just ever so slightly, getting closer and closer to Chris Sentiment as they work their way into turn one.
Very closer, and this is again Glass Mechanic stage number 2. Big thanks to our sponsor. You saw it flash on the screen a moment ago. Closing in now on over 20 laps to go. Remember, if they can stay green at lap 75, the race will go on. Oh, another thing. We just passed halfway about 4 laps ago. It is Cinnamon in the lead right now as they work again down into turn number 2.
Yeah, Cinnamon really trying to hold on to this lead and not worry about it. Take the mirror off of the window and just gas up and take off. But Mauer is thinking different. He is literally licking his chops right now, chumming the water. Literally for the local man trying to go after the Canadian. Behind him, Brian Chew still got his hands full with Darren Bruce. Adam Newton going to jump into this mix as well. Kerry Tribute, Matt Cherry, Justin Lumpkin, Roger Diebold, and Dane Hagen to top 10.
And all of this goes on again, back down into the corner. Here comes now some company. Dan Hagen, who had problems earlier in the race, battles a man that won a couple of weeks ago in his first NASRA victory, Roger Diebold. What a solid run for him. They're in 9th and 10th as they work the straightaway heading to 2.
Bo Tiffany right behind him, and Brady LaBeouf not too far back as well. Remember all the crazy stuff that's happened to Brady LaBeouf. He has went through hell and back trying to get up here to the front, but now Brad Chew, he's going to get bypassed. Darren Bruce gets around him. Newton gets around him. Everybody going by Brad Chew once again. Looks like he's getting freight trained just like he did earlier on.
And somehow they hold on to that spot. Here we come now with Newton on the inside. 20 laps to go now in stage number 2. Now it's getting cloudy again. Brian Chew pulls away. He'll move to 4th. Newton back to 5th. And there's the leaders up ahead with the big battle up in front between Cinnamon and Mauer for the top spot.
Front 2 are separated by a second over the 3rd spot of Darren Bruce, and now down to the inside, Nate Mauer with Chris Sentiment. 9-7-1 in the house, take it all the way to the front. Mauer will take the lead. Sentiment goes back to 2nd. Bruce trying to reel him in, trying to get away from Brian Chew. Bruce now back here, trying to hold on with Newton down to the inside, trying to work their way. Front 2's trying to get away from the rest of the field. Chew up on the top side, Bruce on the bottom.
Another daring move on the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Matt Cherry. It's now Brian Chew on the outside lane. You have the 7 at Carey Tribute up on the outside as well. All of this racing going on as they work back into turn number 1.
Watch out for Justin Lumpkin. He's going to enter this conversation as well. Roger Diebold, Bo Tiffany getting into this mix as well. Really interesting battle back here. Front 2 are trying to break away, but everybody else is making the entertainment factor electric here tonight for the DSR Electric Truck Series. Justin Lumpkin lined up trying to get some draft. Bruce actually starting to close in. It's a 3-horse race. Darren Bruce has caught Nate Mauer and Chris Sentiment up there at the front.
Well, he surely did, and he's going to now try to pressure him one more time down in the corner. What will happen? Here comes now Brian Chew on the outside lane. He powers off turn 3. We got one sideways. Phil Pappas goes around in the 88, and the caution will come out on lap 57. 7th caution of the race. It is again Phil Pappas going around.
Oh, heartbreak for Phil Pappas. Goes around but doesn't hit nothing. Looks like he's going to be able to gas up, take off, and carry on. So possibly might have got some contact. Let's see what happens right here, Wesley. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
39, Dane Hagen looked like he said it right there. Slid up, door checked him or door banged him, if you will. knocks Pappas sideways. Pappas good to lock it down right there in that point. Just lock it down. Try not to hit nothing. And he surely did. Didn't hit nothing but the grass and his pride right there off of that. That's the only thing Dade Hagen probably got out of that. There's Pappas trying to third track it through 3, trying, working it all the way to the right and locks it down. Tries not to hit the inside retaining wall. And Pappas goes around, like you said, Wesley, 8 caution. Cautions could breed cautions, though, here in Pocono, especially with these restarts.
And look at this. It's Dan Hagen again, the 39, racing alongside Phil Pappas before the Caterpillar machine spun. And that is why we are under the yellow flag. All right, the man out of New Boston puts us under caution. Jacob Reeves, does anybody pit? We're in the second half of the race. You're approaching 40 laps to go. Do you come down pit lane? Are these guys thinking money stop maybe?
No, I mean, I still think they're going to have to make one more stop, even if they pit right here. They're still going to have to make one more, but there's a possibility, Wesley. I mean, they were racing hard right there. If anybody's got an extra set of tires they want to try to play with, or just go ahead and top it off, could see him. I'm going to say you're going to see a mixed bag right here. Hey, half of them probably will go. The other half maybe try to stay out, get some track position, because track position is key here at Pocono. So I'm going to say you're going to see a mixed bag right here. Half of them will go, and then half of them will probably stay out.
The verdict when we come back is we are going to step away and make a pit stop. More coverage from Pocono. The second half of the Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250 rolls on.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Rough. Welcome back to Pocono. As I don't know what Jacob and Dean were talking about during the commercial break, but nonetheless, we are heading to 40 laps to go. So, Jacob, door banging download. What was on last week? I got to check it out, man. I didn't. The last one I listened to was the one with the Murph guy, with Murphy.
Yeah. Last week was a pretty good one. Last week was a pretty good one. Folks, if you haven't yet, check it out. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, hit the like to follow all the gold stars and all that good stuff. But last week was a very, very good friend of mine, Larry McClellan. His nickname is Tigger. I've met him in person, went some dirt races with him. We talked about the trip out to St. Louis. We went out to Tri-City Speedway, the dirt track out there in Illinois. We went out there to that one, and then obviously a little casino deal where he about got in a fight and all kinds of cool stuff. So very interested. Well, we both about got in a fight, and then we talked a lot about friendship and a lot of cool things, and certainly a great friend of mine. I talked to him. I race with him every now and then, not as much as I should. Busy and everything else, but very, very good episode if you want to go check it out. I will say this, he threw me under the bus a lot, but we had a good time with it, so go check it out. Spotify and Apple Podcast, y'all. Door banging download.
And I will tell you that the interview with Mr. Murphy was fun too. Murphy and the power of the unicorn was a very fun episode also. So
yeah.
That was episode 73. Did you know that you're heading towards 100, like 75? I mean, wow, man.
Yeah. Odds are we'll hit 100 before it's all said and done. I mean, literally. I mean, the whole show has just gained so much popularity. We've had so many people on. I got an idea for somebody for this week. Not 100%, but I will say this. There's been a lot that's happened in Nazareth over the past couple of weeks with some of the beef that we saw at Rockingham for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, and also the beef with Lucas Lyons, Phil Pappas. I haven't had a chance to talk about that, my opinion on that one. So all that'll be coming up this week on the next episode of the podcast.
All right.
And it's unfiltered, by the way. Unfiltered.
You want to see the reason why Brian Chu's driving the way he was? You saw his name in red. He is outside the top 24. You win, you're in the playoffs. He's right now in fourth. Seventh caution wrapped up, presented by ServPro. Glass Mechanic Stage 2. Back the green with under 40 to go in the race. Remember, lap 75, the third and final stage.
Oh, boy, they're already getting 3 wide back here. Darren Bruce looked down to the inside, tried to make it stick. Mauer, Sediment trying to check out. Kerry Tribune up here, getting up here and trying to mix it up with these boys. He started 16th.
no.
Brad Chew goes around. Caution is out. Whoa, Meza almost T-bone Chew. And we got a damn parking lot back here on the back stretch.
It is a parking lot. You got literally like a Talladega-style big crash. It's Dan Hagan. It is Taylor Peacock. It is other trucks trying to slither and scatter away from the accident. Big trouble. It went wrong down off of turn 1, heading to turn 2. Brian Chew, Raw Meza just missed it, but then all hell broke loose up in the front. Stephen Page, Hagan, Peacock, Lester, Smith, Schroeder, you name it. They're all wrecking. Joshua Suss got a piece of it. Here's a look at a replay, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, you see Chew just gets sideways, comes down, gets into Diebold, and then Diebold shoots back up the track. Lumpkin and others literally take your pick. I mean, honestly, Wesley, it will be a little bit easier to say the drivers that didn't get involved in this wreck would be a little bit easier. The rest of them literally piles in. There you see Chew takes a hard impact into the inside retaining wall. Diebold comes back up, cleans out Lumpkin. Meza gets involved. I'm sure numerous drivers, Brady LaBeouf, I'm sure he got involved, but literally multi-car accident, more than half the field eaten alive on the backstretch here tonight at Pocono. Good Lord, people just keep going to the right, and they nail the wall down there on the backstretch.
Unbelievable. That's all I got to say. Unbelievable. You're checking out the multiple different camera angles of all of this going on. There's Luke Smith, Kermit, Lester Page. So many great trucks involved in that accident. The big one. Here is a list. Brian Chew, Bo Tiffany, Justin Lumpkin, Cole Larson, Luke Smith, J.D. Larson, Stephen Page, Joshua Suss, Taylor Peacock, Dan Hagan, Tom Lester, all involved in that massive crash on the backstretch like a Talladega Daytona big one, Jacob Reeves. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of them got piled up in that one. Robbie Richards barely missed that one. If we can get a shot of Robbie Richards riding on board, I mean, he barely missed that one by an inch. A couple of others, I mean, literally anybody back right here, they get involved in this. Watch this riding on board with Robbie Richards. You'll see Chew up there, gets a little bit sideways, gets kicked sideways, and then bam, right in front of him, hard left right there, almost nailed Hendrickson. And there you see behind them, everybody gets involved. Literally everybody. Hendrickson missed it. I think Jonathan Cofield missed it as well. But then after Cofield, it's everybody. literally the whole field getting piled in, and a lot of them's going to be down there getting a lot of damage fixed.
Damaged trucks getting time on the clock to fix them. We're going to step away, and we'll be back with more from Pocono as we're nearing the end of stage number 2 and that 25-lap shootout to determine the winner.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here in Pocono, we're working. Lap number 65 of 100, and they've waved off the restart. The field was coming back to the green flag. Instead, Jacob Reeves, they put the lights back on. The pace truck, I guess we got to re-rack them and oh, well, there's a reason why. You got trucks that are all in different spectrums of the racetrack that need to catch up to the leaders.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them got involved in that last wreck, West Outland. They got to try to gang back up, or at least catch back up to the field. So race director TJ Moore trying to give everybody a fair shot and at least let them catch back up. Granted, we are right here with about coming this time, or it will be, or would have been 10 laps to the end of stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. Those stage points, playoff points, so key. So, you know, the NASRA officials trying to maybe extend it a little bit, let everybody get up here, have a shot, and then maybe have another big one like we just had a second ago could open the door for other drivers to try to jump up here and get some stage points, because it's very, very close. And there's a picture of Dean, which is that is a load of crap.
You know what? That is bull hockey. That is not Dean Hopton. You're such a liar. You're lying. You're lying. That is not Dean Hopton. God almighty, man. Back in his Western days, Mara, right? You're the Western era Dean Hopton. He should have known himself, Jacob, right? I mean, we did.
Red Dead Redemption. He plays that a little too much. He must be mixed up with that bad boy, I guess so.
That is not you. That is not you. You lying rascal. You're lying. Justin Lumpkin's on the damage clock. What do you expect? Look at him. He's just like waiting my time. I'm just taking my time. Just moving on. All right, no more.
We're not going
Sorry. Oh, they waved off the start again.
That one.
They did it again. No, we're not going to sing no more. I'm not. I was just thinking, Yeah, let's pull it, Justin Lumpkin. Hey, by the way, don't forget that Asworth 360 Racing Network will be taking off working on singing lessons until Friday night. Join us May the 2nd for the Murph's Magical Creations 220. The trucks are at Texas. I don't know why it says Bristol, but it's Texas Motor Speedway. And we are at Bristol next Monday night. Jacob Reeves, Cinco de Mayo. We're going to come on the air with tacos and sombreros, aren't we, my friend?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think I can break out my sombrero on that one, but I'm not coming out with no tacos, son. I'm coming out with tequila. So that's what we're going to come out with.
I got the tacos. I have the tacos, you have the tequila, and then we'll have the sombreros. So, yeah, whatever the hell Dean is saying, I don't know what the hell he's saying. Yeah. I am definitely not going to repeat what he said, Jacob. I am not repeating what he said. I'm not.
No,
Oh, boy.
no, we get fired. We get fired. Well, you get fired if you try to repeat it, I guess.
What did you say it was, Dean? What did you say it was, Dean? Yeah. Loco in the cabeza. Pocono is about to come to an end. We get ready for Bristol in 2 weeks, or next week, actually. And the playoffs start May the 12th. Daytona, Chicagoland, the first two races. And remember, as we mentioned, there is kind of like a bracket-style format where basically like the number 1 seed would be taking on the number 24 seed. Am I right, Jacob? And then basically whoever one-ups the other one advances, basically, by points.
Yeah.
Kind of gathering how it will happen.
Points, wins, however it is. I still have no idea what y'all were talking about a second ago with all that idea. That's the only way I know how to speak it in Spanish, I guess. But yeah,
I said loco in the cabeza is what I said. Loco.
Yeah, like I said, I got no idea. I guess what it is, but there it is right there. That's the standings right there. Lester Chew, you talked about it in the red. Lester or Chew, excuse me, was a last-ditch effort, got loose, and looks like he's probably going to go to Bristol next week and have to win to get in. So, but Brian Chew, pretty good at Bristol. We'll see how that works out for him, but he's going to have to win to get in. Be real interesting when we go to the short track all the way up Bristol, Tennessee next week.
Coming back to the Geico restart zone. Here comes the field. Barney overlooking the field. Pace truck dives onto the pit lane. Back to green, lap number 66 of 100, and they're in the gas. 67 laps on the board now. Ready to go to lap 75. And remember, there is the last stage. That is lap 25. The leader, Pennsylvanian Maurer, leads them to 1. Tribune to the inside.
Yeah, Tribune tried to see if it can make it stick. Adam Newton now up on that outside, trying to make it work as well. Sediment there as well, 2 by 2, front 4. Now Newton's going to get clear. He's going to go after Maurer, maybe try to help out the Chrome Racing teammate. Maurer on the outside. He gets clear, jumps down in front of Tribune. May end up costing Newton. Sediment now down to the inside of Newton. Maurer squirts away with a lead, but the pack's charging going into 3.
All about making a big run down there to the inside of the racetrack. There's going to be, of course, Maurer. Maurer now in the lead. Here comes now the driver, Adam Newton. Newton's got Cinnamon to his inside. Behind him is Lyons and Darren Bruce. They push each other up the track going into 1.
Oh, boy, here we go, 3 wide right behind them. Now, here comes Lucas Lyons around the outside. Sediment gets out of the gas. He wants nothing to do with it. And now Sediment going to go after Cherry. Right behind him, Robbie Richards, who almost got caught up in that big one a while ago. This is his saving grace. He's got a shot for some playoff points, stage points, rather. He's going to line up right up behind Cherry. Sediment thinking what could have been, was up there with the top 3, had a shot to win stage 2. Now he's mired back here in the 7th spot and possibly in a position to lose some stage points. And Richards goes around.
Robert Richards slams the outside wall. Then he spins, fishtails, smacks the rear and the front end into the wall. Now he's southbound in a northbound in a southbound lane, and the caution out again. The man that has led the record of most starts of NASRA. Career start 407 tonight for Robert Richards. He will not be looking for his 13th career win as he has crashed. I'm surprised he's pulling away as badly damaged that 48 from Gastonia, North Carolina was into the wall, Jacob.
Yeah, hard impact right there for Robbie Richards. You see it again. Hendrickson just kind of sends it right there. Richards maybe coming down a little bit. He ends up getting tagged, gets set up, and backs it straight into the fence. If you're going to do anything, you want to back it in the fence and not go head on into the outside retaining wall. That's pretty much a meatball flag and a detonation on the engine. But, you know, that's going to be interesting how race director TJ Moore is going to call that. Richards come down, Hendrickson come up. They may look at it as a racing incident. But there you see it once again. Wow, a couple of them actually got into the fence right there coming off too. That tunnel turn is really biting some of these guys here tonight. Once again, we see it. Richards, Hendrickson. Hendrickson sends it. Richards trying to come down. Ends up tagging Richards, and Richards ends up going around.
Man, maybe it was a glancing blow, as maybe it wasn't as bad as a hit. Man, I'm afraid to. I mentioned Brian Chu. Brian Chu crashed. I mentioned, obviously, oh boy, let's talk to Kerry Tribune, Jacob. Let's bring in Kerry. Up 14 spots. Kerry Tribune right now on the racetrack. Currently in second position. Drivers are pitting, but Kerry Tribune possibly could see himself get a win here right there behind Maurer. We'll get the thoughts of Kerry Tribune if we can bring him in the booth, Jacob.
He's up here, Wesley. I'll let you do the honors.
Or Jacob's scared. Kerry, how's things going for Pocono? At first, it was very hard to see with the fog. Definitely been a wild second half of this race, getting into the final shootout of the event, and you're up in second, sir.
It's been pretty wild so far. Just trying to manage my tires and just try to keep out of all the trouble. Got lucky a couple times, especially on that first caution. But
Man,
yeah, I don't know.
I got to ask you, what was it like earlier in the race with all the fog? Is it really that hard for you guys to see it from the cockpit?
For me personally, no, but I'm sure for you guys it's probably pretty hard.
Jacob.
I mean, he just shortened to the point right here. But Kerry, I mean, what would it mean to get you a win here tonight at Pocono, lock yourself into the playoffs? I mean, because you got to go. I mean, you're going up against a local boy right here, Nate Maurer, who has been so strong. He said this is one of his favorite tracks. What's it going to take to get around Maurer? I mean, we're coming into the end of stage 2% by the glass mechanic, but what's it going to take to get you? Well, I mean, you're already up 150 points, but a win, heals all.
Win would be everything right now. I need those playoff points, but yeah, I mean, just try to get to his outside or inside wherever I restart. Looks like they've been restarting on the top, so you're at a disadvantage on the bottom, but I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Looks like I got the top, and I mean, it would be everything if I could win, but we'll see. I feel like I'm pretty good. I just can't wreck. Just can't do anything stupid out here.
All right, there's the thoughts of Kerry Tribune. He's in second, Jacob, as we get ready for a restart, and we're going to try to at least race in to the third and final stage because there's only about a handful of laps, or actually less than 3 laps left to go when they come back to the Geico restart zone. Remember, the intention was lap 75, third stage, race to the finish, no caution. We could stay green, but I don't know, Jacob. The racing's been kind of crazy. Wow, man, we're not done yet.
Yeah, I mean, it right there at the end of stage 1, it seemed like everything kind of calmed down. We had a pretty good little race right there. Maurer, Sediment, all those guys up there, Darren Bruce, all of them mixing it up there for that stage 1. And then ended under caution, we got a pretty good little finish out of that. Stage 2, it's kind of seemed like it's just been a wreck fest a little bit. Not trying to put anybody down or nothing, but it does seem like it's kind of been a little bit of a wreck fest. But everybody is going after these stage points. Everybody's going after these playoff points. They know what's at stake. They know what's coming after Bristol. So the intensity's going to ramp up, obviously. I mean, 75, coming to 75 laps, that's what you're coming at. And then you got a 25-lap sprint all the way to the end. Plus fuel mileage. I mean, all of this right here. These guys trying to get everything they can get them a win, and lock themselves into the playoffs.
About ready to get it going again here.
Green flag, green flag.
And back to the restart. Jacob, I need you to take over for a minute, man. I'm working on something behind the scenes, please. Give me a minute.
And up front, Maurer, he's going to try to see if he can get away. Carry Tribute, he's going to get slid right there, literally slide right across the nose is Adam Newton. Everybody's sneaking their way, going down the back chute, trying to make it stick. Adam Newton could play a little bit of a spoiler right here with his teammate from Chrome Racing, that being Nate Maurer. Now Carry Tribute slides in. He'll put the slide on him. Bruce right behind him. Cherry is at a straight-up dogfight back here. Cinnamon, Lions, they're trying to work their way up here as well. But everybody else, single file, down on that yellow line, working their way through 3. Now Cherry slides up. He's got Cinnamon behind him. Lions has got nobody working with him. Not even the boss man, Brady LaBeouf. Where did he come from? Dead last once again. This is literally a trend. We've seen this happen. Brady LaBeouf started dead last at Talladega, had internet issues, and drove it all the way to the front. Guess what? He won the damn thing. Now LaBeouf up here gets around Lines. He's up here in the 7th spot. Bauer still holds the lead. Right behind him, though, Carry Tribute trying to see if he can sneak around him, get that playoff point, get those stage points, try to make something happen. But this is going to get interesting right here. Coming one more lap right here. This time by one more lap in stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic.
And Nate Maurer right now quickly back to that top spot. How long will it last, though? Carry Tribute just got his thoughts a moment ago on the race. He's right in striking distance. So is Adam Newton. When will the Bulldog show his teeth to the field, if you will? Final laps now remain on lap number 74. Last lap to go in stage 2, presented by Glass Mechanic, and 25 remaining when they come to the line.
Yeah, and Carry Tribute tried to see if he can get a draft, get a run, maybe find a way around Nate Maurer. It's not going to happen off of 1. Going down into 2. Tribute falls in line. Everybody looking like a conveyor belt all the way through the top 6, 7 up here. But now Cinnamon dives down to the inside. He's going after Cherry Tribute. One more shot. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Maurer trying to win and trying to go for the sweep here tonight at Pocono.
To the line. Here comes Nathan Maurer. The Lancaster, Pennsylvania driver will do just that. He'll win stage 1. He'll win stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic. And now there's 25 laps to go. They're in turn number 1, and we're still green.
Yeah, and Tribute back there as well. Behind them, Cinnamon, Cherry, they're battling it out as well. Newton trying to go after Darren Bruce right behind them. And Cinnamon all the way down on the bottom side. LaBeouf trying to figure out if he wants to go with Cinnamon or go with Cherry. It'll be interesting as Cherry over there with the Mission 1 Esports group as well. Boy, I'm telling you, everybody's saying it. One thing about this, Wesley Outland, teammates be damned at this point. Everybody wants to try to win and lock themselves in.
And all this going on now as they work their way in the corner. It is now Adam Newton. Look at him. He flaps the wall. Adam Newton's into the wall. Everybody scampers. It's Matt Cherry quickly on the defensive to evince him. Here comes now Cinnamon. Cinnamon's going to take advantage of the weakness of Newton hitting the safer barrier. He'll go after that spot for 5th in turn 1.
Yeah, and Cinnamon's going to slide right into the inside of Adam Newton, but Newton's going to try to get the run, try to pull the draft, and go back after Cherry. Newton may actually be thinking that Cherry might have pitched him up into the wall and put him there, so we may end up having a little bit of beef and maybe some retaliation. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see how it all plays out. But Newton was able to get back by Cinnamon, get back up there in the 5th spot. Adam Newton been very quiet here this evening. Started 12th. He's up in the 5th spot. Very quiet night for the Bulldog, Adam Newton.
And right now, it is Maurer in the lead. We're going to go now to this final stage to determine who will be the winner. Maurer, Carry Tribute actually losing ground. Subscribe and like as they work back to turn number 1. It is about to get wild here in the Triangle Country of Pocono. Maurer now with about a truck length back to the machine of Carry Tribute. Behind his tailgate is Darren Bruce. Remember how good Darren was earlier, Jacob. He's up to the podium as they work their way to turn number 2.
Yeah, Darren Bruce, I mean, we saw him a while ago. He's up here. Matt Cherry, your pole sitter, he's up here in the mix as well. Front 3 trying to separate themselves. Cherry trying to latch on. Newton trying to latch on as well. Front 5 trying to get up there. Not anymore. Top three are really starting to put some heyday, and now everybody's starting to spread out. And remember, Wesley Outland, each one of these guys, we got to make another pit stop to make it all the way to the end.
Maurer, top four, throw the blanket over him. From Maurer to Cherry. Newton, after smacking the wall, wants to try to run these guys back down for that number 5 position. And looking patiently behind Newton is the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon. Wesley Outland, Jacob Reeves alongside. Dean Houghton showing you the amazing sights and sounds and images of Nazareth. And they work their way back into turn number 2. And there's a fight for the lead by 3 trucks off the corner.
Yeah, I mean, they are literally glued together. Maurer still has the lead. Tribune second, Bruce third. Bruce trying to put some pressure on Kerry Tribune. Tribune slides up the hill. Here comes Bruce. Bruce is going to get a run. Will he do anything with it or fall in line behind Kerry Tribune? Looks like he's going to fall right in line, right up on the tailgate of Tribune, trying to shove him up there, trying to get a little bit of help and get back up there to Nate Maurer. Going into turn 1, Maurer has the lead, dives down to the inside. Tribune and Bruce trying to latch on. Bruce may try to go for second off of turn 1.
Down that long straightaway. Look at them work their way, arcing into the turn. Here comes now the machine of the 05. That is Darren Bruce. Remember, for the longest time, the Hennonite, North Carolina driver, Adon number 14. Now the 05. What a run for him. He's in third. He's right in track of the leaders as they come back to the start finish.
Yeah, but you better watch his back door. Matt Cherry back here is, woo! Look at this. We got a couple of them going in the pit. Cinnamon, Chris Cinnamon, jumping down pit road. This is a good pit window right here. 20 to go right here, Wesley Outland. Everybody, this is a great opportunity. Jump down, get your 4 fresh tires if you got them. Fill it up full of fuel and try to make it all the way to the end.
Unbelievable. We're seeing green flag pit stops with under 20 laps to go as we got one of them slamming into the wall. The truck wagon, Eric Parks, what a save. By the way, it's also the Premier Racing Setups, 20 to go. To the shootout we roll. We go side by side to thank our sponsor. It is Maurer in the lead. Kerry Tribune, Darren Bruce. By the way, Eric Parks was in the top 10, Jacob. He has fallen all the way back to 15th. Joshua Suss on the ride, also in the 80.
Yeah, and also Kermit right there, right back there behind him, and Eric Parks might have been listening to us. He's going to dive it down to the inside, folks. There you see Premier Racing Setups. You need one, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. And folks, if you want the setups that the Redneck Announcer races, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. Enter the code of Nezra, get 15% off that entire order.
Nate Maurer in the lead. He's trying to dominate here at Pocono. He right now is clearly up in front. Nate Maurer in that top position. Here's some statistics on the man of Nate Maurer, as by the way, he is approaching his, let's see here. I'm trying to find the information. His 300th career race. Tonight, his career started 298, Jacob Reeves. He's looking for win number 15 if he can pull it off. Right now, with 118 top 5s and 189 top 10s. What a season for the man Maurer up in front. Kerry Tribune, Darren Bruce on board with him. He's in third, and there's no change.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, Wesley, you kind of got me intrigued. I may need to go check out some race stats and see where I stack up. I don't even know if I've made 100 here in Nashville. That would be pretty cool to see that. But Kerry Tribune trying to hold on to second. Bruce still sitting in third. They're actually starting to get a little bit of a gap over Matt Cherry. Actually, Cherry now starting to reel him in a little bit. Newton actually is latched onto him as well. And it's kind of spread out. Top 6 actually starting to break away from the rest of the pack. Line's way back here, 4 seconds back from this battle for the lead, as Tribune still literally just lay it into weeds. Kind of an animal Keith Bradley, if you will, for the Friday night series. Tribune kind of lay it in the weeds, but the problem is Maurer loves this track. if Tribune wants, if Tribune wants to try to win this thing, he better gas it up. As there you see all the family in the background with Joshua Suss. That is awesome.
Joshua Suss and the baby. Yay! Go! Joshua Suss and the baby. And the missus. Officer Joshua. Right now, Joshua Suss currently having pit stops going on. And right now, Maurer is the leader. 17 to go. He is the man up in front. Can he hold on for the finish? By the way, he has pitted on lap 59. Here comes more people pitting. Matt Cherry is in.
And Wesley, the big thing about this right here, we're going to have to see when Nate Maurer elects to go down pit road. Some of these other guys going to have to get more fresh tires. Yeah, every single one of them is going to have to. But these other guys that's already went down pit road, Chris Seddeman, one of those drivers that went down pit road. These guys going into pit road, Cherry actually missed his box, but Seddeman has already went in. He's on freshies, all right? So he's rocking and rolling. He's getting the lap times right here. Maurer's going to have to go in. Cinnamon trying to pull the leapfrog and maybe have something for Nate Maurer. So it'll all be key as to when Nate Maurer elects to go down pit road. And also, Kerry Tribune trying to reel him in. He may try to play leapfrog as well. Not going to happen. Here we go. Darren Bruce goes in, and also your leader, Nate Maurer.
Darren Bruce, Nate Maurer onto the pit lane. This is obviously the money stop for tonight's event at Pocono. By the way, Nathan Maurer came into tonight's event for Chrome Racing, 17th in the point standings. He has 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s this year out of 11 starts. But Jacob, no wins. He could win tonight if he could. But right now, the key, a flawless pit stop as the leader is Kerry Tribune in the 7.
Yeah, Kerry Tribune really needs to jump down pit road this time by. Adam Newton probably needs to jump down as well. Don't stay out there too long, because if you do, it's going to open the door for Nate Maurer to literally get away and get this win. So Kerry Tribune trying to get one flawless lap right here, and that's exactly what Kerry Tribune's doing. Kerry Tribune goes down pit road. Adam Newton will follow. Brady LaBeouf will follow as well. Lyons is going to go in as well. Tyler Goodwin goes in as well. Jeffrey Johnson, a whole list of them going down pit road.
Money stop time as we mentioned. Pit stops on the horizon. Here we go now as it cycles back around. There's 5, 6 trucks. Caution is out. Just what the doctor ordered for the man. Robert Richards has crashed. Caution out. And the drivers that are going to be snake bit from this are the ones mired on pit road. This is going to work out perfectly, Jacob, for Nate Maurer and company. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is not what you wanted to see if you carried Tribune or any of those other drivers. It's going to straight up cost them. Richards tried to get it straightened back out, got loose through one, tried to straighten it out, and guess what? He wasn't able to do it. Another Serve Pro caution here tonight at Pocono.
Another caution. Robert Richards from Gastonia, his second time having issues here tonight. Unbelievable. This is perfect for Joey Stiers, Diebold, all these other guys that might not have pitted. They're going to have to pit. It would be smart to pit. I would say I just don't see him stretching it. I really don't.
No, there's no way. There's no way they're going to stretch it right here. I don't see him stretching it right here. Stiers, Diebold, I think they're in a little bit of a mess right here, if you want my honest opinion. Cinnamon, Adam Newton. Adam Newton's going to come out of this 4th. LaBeouf, Nate Maurer. So Maurer's actually going to be in behind some of these guys, which will be interesting. There you see Cinnamon. Cinnamon's going to take hold of the lead once everybody gets straight back out, because Stiers and Diebold's got to go in. So Chris Cinnamon up front will have the clean air on this restart. The Canadian This is what he needed right here. Get that clean air, get out front. Watch out for Chris Sediment. He could play a little bit of a spoiler right here to this whole Nate Maurer kind of deal.
It stops happening. Stires and others are pulling in. Roger Diebold comes down to the pit lane. Chris Cinnamon did not. He pitted on lap number 80. It is lap 88. Wow. He might be the guy, Jacob, that I would say is going for the gamble.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, obviously. I mean, these guys already made their pit stops, so this will be something right here we're going to have to really watch out for. All these guys right here in front of Chris Cinnamon, all these guys are lap traffic right here, literally. Justin Lupkins up here in this mix, Tom Lester up here, Cody Knott, and Luke Smith. All these guys one lap down or more, so they're all going to take the wave around. Nate Mauer's going to be right up here in this mix with Chris Cinnamon, Matt Cherry, Bray LaBeouf, and Adam Newton. So that's going to be the top 5 on this restart. This is going to get good. This is going to get really good, especially with that playoff in there. Matt Cherry, Bray LaBeouf, they've already got a win. They're locked in. There's Meza. He's already got the guns out, baby. He's going to try to drive through the rest of the field. Back there from 18th, he's going to the front.
And remember, by the way, look at the statistics for tonight's race, the race analysis, as we see J.D. Larson, Raul Meza, and others. There's something as well to think about. There is unlimited attempts at overtime. You're given 5 sets of tires, Jacob. That's 4 sets plus the set you qualified on the truck coming to green. And man, you know, I got a feeling Chris Cinnamon's rolling the dice. He wants to win this race. But here's something to think about as well. There is unlimited, Jacob, new this year for the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series on Monday night. There is unlimited attempts at overtime, if need be. That's something to think about.
Yeah, that'll be something to think about as well. And also think about it like this. Chris Cinnamon went in a lot earlier than Nate Maurer, Matt Cherry, and other drivers. So, Cinnamon went earlier. This will be interesting right here with those old tires over the, newer tires, I guess you could say. There you see Bray LaBeouf look like he's trying to sneak his way up there, try to find a whole head. So 10 laps to go right here on this restart. Literally pick your horse. Cinnamon, Maurer, Cherry, Newton, Hendrickson, Cole Hendrickson back up here in this mix as well with that 10 right there. I'm sure Jason Morales is absolutely tickled to death right now seeing that Hendrickson's up there. But, Wesley, one thing that, something just popped into my head. Remember what happened a while ago? We had a big one right there on the back stretch with guys overdriving it.
Yeah.
Possibility we may see something like that happen once again with this aggression.
I have a feeling we're not done yet. I think we're still racing hard, no doubt, to the finish of this one. And by the way, don't forget, if you think Poconos are crazy, wait till next Monday night, Cinco de Mayo. Boy, we're going to ring in Mexicans' favorite independence holiday with a race at Bristol, baby. We got tacos, tequila, sombreros, and a little short track action. It's Bristol, baby, and
No, I'm not.
Understanding that Jacob Reeves is going to drink a whole bottle of tequila live on the air, or at least off the air. Yeah, and it'll be talking about it on the Doorbag and Download. Literally, he'll be.
I'll tell you what.
He'll literally be banging doors. He'll literally be banging doors. Literally.
I'll tell you what. We get 10,000 subscribers to the NASRA 360 Racing Network. I'll drink one, but I just don't see it happening. Green flag.
If we get how many?
10,000.
And let's just do 2,000. I mean, we're already over 1,000. You gotta.
Yeah, I gotta work through the week. I can't do it.
Dean, we have to do like a big social media presence. We got to post all over our social platforms. Even if you don't like us, if you don't even like iRacing, go click the damn subscribe button because I want to see a tequila chugger and see if Jacob will do it live on the air. 10 laps to go. Look at
This is
Brady
gonna
LaBeouf,
change.
the Talladega winner, by the way. And remember, Jacob, Brady LaBeouf, the boss of NASCAR, he crashed earlier. He's fought his way back into the top 5.
Yeah, LaBeouf really making some moves up here. Hendrickson lines, they're all slugging it out. For that fifth spot, Cherry trying to latch right on. LaBeouf now's got to get a run. Maurer, Cinnamon. Maurer trying to latch back a little bit. Remember, Chrome Racing 2 and 3. Up front Motorsports leading this thing with Cinnamon up here. Maurer dives down to the inside. Nate Maurer trying to go for the lead. Cinnamon may have the run on the outside. Maurer trying to see if he can get cleared. No, he's not. Drag race down the back chute.
Nate Maurer for the lead, for the win, and the hat trick here tonight at Pocono. He's trying to take all of the stages. The Pennsylvania-bred man from Lancaster gets the block from the Canadian. Cinnamon now dives and goes high, smacks the wall. He's in sparks. Maurer can't get him, though. He's under attack by Newton on the back of the going to the corner. Here comes Cherry in the 54 to the inside.
Well, how about that? A Cherry on top could happen here tonight at Pocono. Matt Cherry down to the inside. Maurer is up top. Newton trying to latch on, help his Chrome Racing teammate. That's exactly what he's going to do. Newton in behind Maurer. Cherry's got no help. They're still trying to get the draft off of Chris Cinnamon. Maurer looking down to the inside. Cherry's still there. He drives it in deep, almost door banging through turn 1. Newton to get the run. Newton almost gets into the fence. They are getting after it now.
It is getting good in the neighborhood. It is time to ride the virtual Dente, whatever you want to pick. It is Cinnamon. He's got Maurer to the inside, and they're making contact. Into the wall goes Chris Cinnamon. Cinnamon slams the outside wall. Maurer, Cinnamon, we're still green. Now they're crashing behind them. Raw Mesa almost got a whole trunk load of the tailgate of Cinnamon, but we do not see a caution. 8, make it 7 to go. Nate Maurer's the new leader. How much damage, Jacob, could be on the 971? And now the caution's out. Wow.
Oh, man. That was a late caution right there, Wesley Outland. That's going to be something right there that they're going to be talking about for quite some time here with the DSR Electric Truck Series. Chris Cinnamon is out. Wow.
Chris Cinnamon is probably furious. Here's a look at a replay. It's Maurer and Cinnamon fighting for the point. And we got to actually go a little bit further because it happened so long ago. Watch this again, Jacob Reeves. Nate Maurer fighting with Chris Cinnamon. I just think it was a bad bump draft going wrong here. I don't think it was anything intentional. Just, wow. I mean, oh, boy. Oh, boy. What do you got, Jacob? What do you got? What do you want to protest against me?
I got to tell you, man, I mean, that one's close right there. I mean, it really is. I mean, Maurer gets a run on Cinnamon right here. Looks like he might have, he drives it in. Cinnamon tries to jump down, but it looks like Maurer gets him in the back end, knocks him sideways. I mean, I hate to call, I don't want to call on that one. I can't make a call on it, but it does kind of look like Maurer comes down and gets into the back of him a little bit. Cinnamon tried to put the block, and then Maurer just kind of hits him in the tailgate, knocks him sideways. And then once he got him loose, he got him in the left rear, and Cinnamon was just trying to hold on to it, and he wasn't able to, and he hits the outside retaining wall. I mean, racing incident, you can put it on Maurer, you can put it on Cinnamon. I mean, it could go 3 different ways out of all that, but the one thing that's going to be about it, he said Cinnamon's furious. I would say a little bit more than furious, but I can't say it live on the air. So I'm sure Cinnamon is, we'll just put it PG. He's ticked right now.
The Spice Man, the former champion of the series from 2 years ago. And listen, it's desperation. You know what? I'm just going to bring him in here. I want to get his thoughts on the subject and get what he thinks here for Upfront Motorsports. Chris Cinnamon. Chris, it's the broadcast booth, man. What's your take of what happened there?
I don't know. I was just actually watching your broadcast, watching that replay. I could go either way. I felt like it was a late dive for that entry there. But that could be a racing incident too. Maurer's out. Me and Maurer always run pretty clean, so I'm not too worried about that. Just disappointing.
I mean, could it just be a mistake made where two guys are fighting for something in the corner and normally you don't fight for the lead in that point of the track?
Just a sec here. Let me turn my volume. I think we're getting to the end of the race, and it's so hard to pass here. You got to make the moves when you can. And yeah, he just got that monster run. And yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of sweeping the corners coming in there, and I think he saw a little opening, stuck it in, and just made contact. So I don't know. We'll see what the call is, but either way, I'm done for the night. It was a good run. We needed one of those, and we're hoping to have a good finish there.
Yeah, Chris, you had a really good run, man. I know you were thinking win. If we could real quickly, Dean, show the top 24 point standings right now leading into the penultimate race of the season, going to this. Obviously, Chris, you're at least, right now outside. What was it going to mean to you to try to win here tonight? And obviously, is it no holds barred for Bristol next week to make the top 24?
You know what? I was really needing a big finish. I don't even know if I have enough races to get a win and get in. It's been a busy season in the personal life. So I missed a couple of races. I've had some of those computer issues early on. I needed some good points here. I needed a good finish. That's why I was a little bit more aggressive than normal. You just came up short.
Thank you. Have you got anything for Mr. Chris Cinnamon, the Spice Man, before we get off here?
I mean, it just, buddy, I mean, I hate it for you. I really do. I mean, I really hate it for you. I mean, but, I mean, that's all I got, Wesley. I mean, that's just heartbreaking to see that. I mean, that's to anybody.
You know what? I'll tell you, let's put it this way. At least my internet didn't go out leading, because that's what I was worried about. That's how the season went. Internet or computer issues. So at least it was a racing incident.
Well, buddy,
real quick, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyone paying attention to the Canadian election here? How are we doing? Am I moving down to your guys' country?
What? Is anybody what?
The Canadian election's going on right now. I haven't been able to pay attention. I don't know if I'm going to move down to your country or not.
I don't know anything about Canadian elections.
I don't know. It's got me intrigued. I'm going to have to go check this out.
What the hell? I thought the guy was the prime minister and he was always there and he never left. What's going on?
No, just like you guys. You voted in every 4 years. So we've had a 9-year disaster, and we're hoping it doesn't repeat.
I heard that. Well, I go to CNN. Check it out. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to have to do that, pull the headset off here and go have a look. But hopefully you guys have a great race.
No, I don't mean that. I meant the Canadian News Network, Chris.
We pay $1 billion for that. That's why it's all false news there, too.
Wow. Thank you, brother. See ya. Good spirits, Jacob, as we come back to green with 4 laps, 10 miles to go. And I'm honestly surprised that Chris has taken it so well. Definitely not as frustrated as I would have thought.
Yeah, I thought he would have took it a lot frustrating, but this could play, a little bit of a factor with Nate Maurer. I mean, he's got that in his mind of what happened. Matt Cherry and others may end up sensing a little bit of blood in the water and try to go after him right here. Remember, Adam Newton looking fantastic right here. It was a quiet night earlier on. He's got a shot to go after Maurer, or is he just going to fall in line and stick right in behind Maurer, help the Chrome Racing teammate all the way to the win? 4 laps to go. Anything can happen. I mean, Wesley, you talked about it. No holds barred. Next week at Bristol, I think it's no holds barred here tonight at Pocono.
Yeah, a lot of desperation being made as now here comes Matt Cherry, who won a couple of weeks ago. He'll peek to the inside. He'll make a move on Newton. Trucks are scattering, slithering, snaking IndyCar style down the front straightaway. 3 remaining. By the way, the winner of this race, if it's not a driver like Nate Maurer, they're fighting for it. They're gunning for it. And if they don't do well tonight, Bristol is their last chance to win or make the top 24. It is Maurer in the lead, but Adam Newton is coming strong in turn number 2.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Newton has took a couple of runs, had a couple of shots right here to try to get around Nate Maurer. He's got to get a better run. He's got to get Cherry to get up there, give him the shove. Cherry ain't even thinking about that. He's trying to go for the second spot. Lucas Lyons tries to fall in line. He's trying to go for that 3rd spot. Cherry thinks differently. Cherry down to the inside, sees if he can get clear of Adam Newton. Clear, not clear yet. Maurer trying to get away. He loves every bit of this right here, Wesley Outland, because they are racing hard back here for that second spot. Maurer's got the clean air. He's trying to check out.
2 laps to go, 5 miles remain. Maurer trying to get away from Cherry. Cherry now gets a push from Lyons. Now Newton goes up against the outside wall, and they're crashing behind him. Raw Miz is in the fence. He is going in reverse, Ricky Bobby style for Nazra. Other trucks involved, smacking into the wall. Chris Cinnamon, now Raw Meza. Raw Meza brings out a caution. We are under yellow, and we get ready for overtime at Pocono.
Oh, baby, overtime. That's how we like it here at Nazareth. But the only problem is we don't want 10 of them. So hopefully we don't get 10 overtimes. Watch it again. Raul Meza, third pro. Ironically enough, the sponsor of the number 37. He brings out his third pro caution. Kerry Tribune back there involved.
I don't know if that is Kerry Tribune. That's Robert Richards. Eric Parks into Robert Richards. Robert Richards into Raul Meza. That's how it happened. Look at Jonathan Cofield just weaseling by for up front. He missed it. And we get ready for overtime here at the Pocono Raceway. Wow.
Cofield got lucky right there. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from his skill or nothing, but there you see Parks just slides right up, nails Robbie Richards, and Richards comes down into Meza. Keep in mind, though, Wesley Outland, if I remember correctly, Parks and Richards, they have beef. There is beef in the past. Think back to Phoenix. I can't remember if it was Friday or the Monday series, but there is beef between Richards and Parks. There might have been somebody else with them. I think there was beef between both of those guys, so they're probably going to add on to that history.
We got what? We got what? Oh, baby,
beef.
what a hit. Man, what a hit. Oh, boy.
And if they didn't have beef then, they got beef right
sure
now.
got it now, right? Oh.
We got beef right here, Joe.
Overtime coming up here at Pocono. Let's catch up with the boss. I want to get his thoughts of the race so far tonight. Brady LaBeouf started the race, had problems earlier. He has fought his way back into the top 5. Brady, former champion here for the Nazareth DSR Electric Truck Series, winner at Talladega a couple of weeks ago. Can we see you win here tonight at Pocono? What's it going to take?
Wesley, I'm playing with house money, man. I'm a top 10 truck, and I'm sitting here in 5th. I think I might have something for Lucas here, maybe for 4th, but that's about it. Those top 3 trucks are just so much more better than what I am here. Didn't get much practice coming back from Talladega this weekend, so I'd be happy to come out here with a top 5 finish.
Yeah, listen, Brady, I got to ask you this question. You were there for Talladega. Jacob, I asked him earlier, what was your take of the race for Talladega?
The best part about the race was the stage 1. Maybe a little bit of stage 2, but from the end of stage 2 to the rest of the race, it was boring. It was.
Now, do you attribute that to the fact that there wasn't the big one, or do you think it was the race itself with the cars?
I just think they raced all scared. I mean, you had a bunch of Chevys pushing Fords there at the end. None of them wanted to pull out or make a move. It just I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me.
There you go.
Not anybody wants to come from 10th to make a 3rd lane or even a 4th lane.
Dean, what you got for the boss? Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness, guys. I didn't even think about it. The timer is down to 30 seconds. Brady, this race could end on time.
Yeah, it did something weird like this at Talladega, and it really allowed us to do at least one green-white checker. So I'm interested to see once the timer's out if it does the green-white checker, and we may go green, and then on the backstretch it gives us the white flag. So it's going to be intriguing. I think it may let us make an attempt because it's not giving us the white flag. So
lights off for the pace truck. All right, Brady. Well, we'll let you go, man. Good luck the rest of the way. Have fun, sir.
Appreciate you guys, man. All 3 of y'all, Dean, Jacob, Wesley, and like I said, just be mindful that don't be surprised if we get the green flag and on the backstretch we get the white. It might just be a one-lap shootout.
A one-lap shootout, possibly. Thanks again. Mission 1, right? Aren't that who you with? Mission 1 Esports.
That's it. Mission 1
Put him
Esports.
back with his group there. Brady LaBeouf, ready to settle it here. And we're understanding that maybe Robert Richards crashed under caution. Oh, yeah, he did. What in the world?
He blew up.
He's exited the game. Jacob, is this now? Listen, buddy, I'm gonna have to let you and Dean cover post race, but because I got another one coming up at the bottom of the hour. But my goodness, this race has just been so good. I don't want to leave till it's over. I mean, my goodness, what a show!
Yeah, this will be interesting right here. You know, I didn't even notice that Chris Cinnamon actually saying there's 4 minutes left in the session. I mean, I'm kind of iffy on this one as well. So we'll see how this ends up playing out right here, folks. I mean, hopefully we'll get 2 more laps to decide it all.
Maybe a one-lap shootout.
Could be. It may be a 1-lap deal right here. So Maurer, Cherry, Newton, Lyons. Some of these boys right here, if Cherry's able to get a run right here, we may see Cherry send it right here, and then we might see a whole lot more fireworks here tonight.
Wrapping up our 12 Surf Pro caution, the clock for race time has also expired. They might get a green-white checker. They might get 2.5 miles. Nonetheless, this could be the outcome of the finish of the Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250 back to green here at Pocono. Maurer on the jump. Cherry, Newton, Lyons, they start fanning now, back single file, or will they? We're going to battle for the lead door to door with Maurer in front going to 1.
Yeah, everybody knows this is pretty much the last restart of the evening, so everybody's got to try to make it count. Nate Maurer up front, Cherry right behind him. Adam Newton, we got a wreck behind him. Will they throw the caution or will they let him race it out? Maurer still has the lead. Cherry trying to get the slingshot as they work their way in the tunnel turn.
And we got trucks still crashing behind them. We had one that just got airborne a moment ago. Meanwhile, this is the last lap of the race. It is it's Maurer. Maurer's got company. Here comes Matt Cherry. It's the Matt show. Matt, Nate, Matt, side by side. Here they come off of turn number 4. Matt Cherry. Look at the turn flag and they crash. It's Maurer crashing. It's going to be Adam Newton. Adam Newton's going to win at Pocono. Unbelievable. Nate Maurer crashes. Matt Cherry crashes. Adam Newton's going to come out of nowhere and win here at Pocono tonight. Unbelievable.
I'm shocked. I am literally shocked. Adam Newton, nothing to take away from Adam Newton, but literally that one just fell right into his lap. You see it right here. That possibly a racing incident between both of them, and to see part, Adam Newton shoots up the middle, Lyons follows him up through there. Adam Newton gets the win at Pocono and a shower of sparks. Maurer and Cherry get into it. They wreck off turn 3, and Adam Newton, the Bulldog, wins it.
Adam Newton, Lucas Lyons, Tyler Goodwin, now the new top 3. Jacob, we have got to see Dean the last lap. Let's go back for that restart because Jacob Reeves set it up for us. There was chaos and action everywhere. I saw trucks slamming the wall. I saw trucks airborne. Look at how badly damaged these guys are. They look like they just come out of a triangle demolition derby. Here is a look at it one more time. Jacob, you got the last lap. Pick a view, Dean Hopton. Go up in the air. There's crashing everywhere on this last lap, my friend. They're coming to green, Jacob.
Yeah, Nate Maurer right there, you see him down on the bottom side, inside kind of stacked up a little bit with Brady LaBeouf down there. Cherry's actually going to slide down, try to get that draft right there with Adam Newton right in behind him. And then Darren Bruce slides down. Tyler Goodwin, who comes out third out of all this, ironically,
here we go.
He's back there as well. Watch what happens. A little bit of a side step back there in the back. There's the contact lines and Newton back there, but the wreck's way behind them. Then there's more that happens going into turn 2. A couple of others start to get turned. There goes a couple more. Some of them even upside down.
Yeah, that's what I was telling
going
you.
into the tunnel turn, and then Lines, see him right there riding in behind Adam Newton. But this is the one that's going to be talked about for
Look
quite
at the
some
finish.
time. Maurer, Cherry, side by side, coming off of turn number 3. Cherry, was he clear? Did he try to come over, or did Maurer try to swap the bumper? Who knows at this point? Looked like Maurer might have come over and got him in the right rear, and right rear hooked him. But the main thing about it, you see the seas part, and the Bulldog, Adam Newton, comes away with the victory here tonight at Pocono.
A one-lap shootout. They knew when they were coming to the green, there was all bets off. One lap to determine the winner. Here's the results. Dean and Jacob are taking you post-race the rest of the way from Pocono. I'll see you next week at Bristol. Adam Newton is the winner. Lucas Lyons will finish second. Tyler Goodwin and Darren Bruce along with Brady LaBeouf on the top 5. Matt Cherry still a solid top 10 after crashing just about 100 yards from the start-finish line, finishing 6th. Phil Pappas 7th. Bo Tiffany 8th. Nate Maurer, what might have been for the man that dominated this race, the Pennsylvanian SpongeBob, will finish 9th. And Cole Larson, the top 10, Jacob.
Cole Hendrickson will get in the 11th spot. Good run for him. Eric Parks able to battle back and salvage a 12th place finish after all the chaos on the last lap. Roger Dibble gets 13th, with Jeffrey Johnson Jr. getting 14th. Jonathan Cofield will manage a 15th position here tonight. Raul Meza will get 16th. JD Larson will get 17th. Joshua Sust and family will get 18th. Joey Stires will get 19th, and James Kaufman rounds out the top 20.
Rest of the finishing order finds Kerry Tribune, Craig Schroeder, Robert Richards, Tom Lester, Cody Knott, top 25. Luke Smith, Justin Lumpkin, Chris Cinnamon. He'll finish in the 28th position. As the rest of the finishing order, the top 36 trucks, there they are. It includes Stephen Page, Chad Ross, Taylor Peacock, Brian Chew, Dan Hagan, followed by Colton Hogan, Lee Bailey III, Adam Newbert, 93 laps down when this race ends. Wow, what a finish. When it's said and done, it is a win for the driver, Adam Newton. How about this guy? Adam Newton, career start 371 tonight. His 14th career NASRA win, 93rd top 5 and 212th top 10. Jacob, Dean, they're grabbing a word with the man we call the NASRA Bulldog. Parting of the Red Seas, it's like the Bible. And look at Adam Newton coming to victory lane, winner of the Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250. I'll see you next week in Bristol. We're going to have fun on Cinco de Mayo iRacing style. NASRA, another race does not disappoint. Post-race is coming up next. Good evening.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here at Pocono. Got the race winner in the house. The Bulldog, Adam Newton, gets it done here tonight. Right place, right time for Adam Newton, wins it. Adam, tell us about that last lap, man. Because so much craziness going on. There was wrecking back there in the back. They wreck in front of you. You come home with a win.
Yeah, it's nice to go and get some good luck for once. I just rode behind them. I mean, I knew Matt had a good run, and when I saw that they were going to touch, it was almost like the seas parted for me and Lucas. It was just a good race. I mean, for the most part, for me, clean, no incidents. It's a good day.
We're seeing out there in the live chat, a lot of you out there voicing your opinions of the finish. Everybody try to keep it somewhat PG if you can. But, Adam, we saw you right there racing, obviously, Chrome Racing affiliate right there with Nate Maurer, 971. You had a couple of shots, before we got to that overtime restart. You had a couple of shots to try to get around him, but it looks like you was just kind of content riding behind him. Was that the plan over there with Chrome Racing, was to try to help Nate Maurer get the win in his home track here tonight?
Yeah, I was really content with a top 5. I mean, the way my luck's been this season, and even on Friday night, yeah, I was happy where I was. But yeah, I was going to help Nate out, and I didn't realize, that he had that much of a run until watching the replay. But yeah, just sometimes it's good to be lucky.
And, Adam, one more question, we'll let you go. And obviously thank your sponsors and everything, but the wreck here in front of you, granted, you're going to be biased. I would say, with the Chrome Racing affiliate with Nate Maurer and everything else, but who do you think's at fault right there between him and Matt Cherry? You think Cherry might have came over, or do you think Nate might have come down and got into it?
I kind of think Cherry came up into him from that angle. From what I'm watching, I haven't watched it all the way. I'm just watching it on y'all's replay. But yeah, it kind of, from my area, it looked like he came up into Nate and Nate held his line. Yeah, that's what it looks like on my end. But
you would say,
I mean, you're racing for a win, and it's Nazareth. You know how it goes. So I'm just like, you just got to be lucky sometimes.
Well, the Bulldog Adam Newton gets the win here tonight, Adam. Congratulations on the win. Go ahead and thank your sponsors and these shout-outs, bud.
Yeah, Sickles, Newbert, Thomas, he ain't here, Chew, Nate Maurer, Newbert. I know I'm missing somebody. Millie's Restaurant and Catering, A's Lawn and Landscaping. Dan, this is a good birthday present for you. DSR Electric, Jersey Smoke Shop, The Family Handyman, Darren's Nail Gun Repair, LaDanco, Brady, y'all for doing the stuff. Mama June's my personal sponsor, and I always got to get the Magic Camel out there for Murph. For he does his part too, and we just got so many people to help us out. And thanks to you guys for racing us clean.
Well, the Bulldog Adam Newton gets it done, locks himself into the playoffs with a win. You ain't got to worry about Bristol next week. He was probably good on points anyway, but you ain't got to worry about racing that hard next week at Bristol. But may try to go for 2 in a row. Adam Newton, buddy, appreciate your time. We'll see you at the short track in Tennessee next week.
Yes, sir.
That was Adam Newton, driver the number 19, I should say. The Bulldog gets the win here tonight. We'll go to second place. Lucas Lyons in the 53, up 21 spots, started 23rd in the field. Ends up coming home second here tonight. I mean, Lucas, second ain't that bad from what you saw in front of you. I mean, wouldn't you say?
I'll take it. I mean, it felt definitely kind of handed. I had a very up and down day. Did try to do stuff a little bit different with tires and stuff like that. But I mean, I'll gladly take second. It's a nice points day for me.
And I mean, Lucas, you're going into your very first playoffs, with the DSR Electric Truck Series. I think I might have asked you about this a while back. And, I think you said, you were just happy to be here. I believe that's what the words was. I could be wrong, but, it's been a little while, and I've had a couple since then, and I've slept since then as well. But, you got one more race. You got Bristol next week, and then we're going playoff racing. What's the feeling? Getting lined up and getting ready to race some of the best here in Nazareth to try to go for a championship. What's the feeling?
The pressure is a lot higher. I would say. But I feel like I just kind of got to focus on the momentum I'm slowly trying to build back up after a little something happened. But I mean, other than that, I just got to go back and find my rhythm again and get back to it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about what happened to you. Honestly, I completely forgot about it. But we'll talk about it on the Door Banging Download this week. Lucas Lyons comes home second here tonight. Lucas, appreciate your time. Before we let you go, buddy, you got any sponsors, any shout-outs that you want to thank?
First off, because I always get crap for not saying this, thank you, Craig, for Daytona. Thanks, everybody at Dragon, for all the help and everything. The Door Banging Download, SM Racing Products, use code BANDIT1 at checkout, Pillfield Asphalt Finishing, Scotty Oliver Racing, Honor Home Loans, SM Racing Products. I mean, I'm all over the place. I feel like I'm saying sponsors twice. Florida Cabinet Distributors, DSR Electric. I wasn't prepared to give an interview tonight, so I apologize. But just everybody over here, all the sponsors. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. I woke up literally 20 minutes before qualifying.
Well, yeah, you can tell he wasn't planning on an interview here tonight, folks. Lucas Lyons ends up getting second. Lucas, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the second place finish. We'll see you at Bristol next week.
Thank you.
That was Lucas Lyons. Ends up getting second, one spot behind your winner, Bulldog Adam Newton. Now we'll go to our third place finisher. And Amanda, we don't talk a whole lot about, nothing against him, but, usually this is one for the underdogs, in my opinion. Tyler Goodwin started 25th in the field, up 22 spots, finishes third. Tyler, buddy, I mean, this has got to be a good race for you. And also, you're right there on that playoff cut line, baby. Third place finish. It's going to look good for you.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's definitely going to look good, especially being on that cut line. It's definitely going to give me more of a breather going into Bristol because, Bristol's definitely a skeet shoot when it comes to trying to finish good there. But, yeah, definitely haven't been up here in a while talking to you guys, but definitely happy on the finish that we had.
Skeet shoot. I ain't never heard that one before. Believe it or not, I've never heard that one as a skeet shoot. But, talk about this, race right here at Pocono and everything else. You start off with the fog, and then it kind of goes to sun, and then it kind of goes to cloudy and everything else. As a racer myself, the weather conditions changes. It kind of screws with you. But how does that affect you when you're out there racing? Especially right here going 185 miles an hour and everything, trying to race for the win. I mean, how does the weather and everything, the dynamic weather in our racing affect you?
Going into stage 2, it definitely threw me off with the sun being out because it made the track a lot more slippery than I was expecting. So I was trying to keep the tires under me. But then once the third stage finally rolled, the sun finally went away and the track started gripping back up. So I was actually finally able to just lay the hammer back down and stay up front and try to avoid all the chaos that was ensuing throughout the whole race.
Well, Tyler Goodwin comes home third here tonight. Like I said, up 22 spots, started 25th. He will finish third here tonight. Last spot on the podium. Tyler, appreciate your time. Congratulations on that. Before we let you go, if you got any sponsors, any shout-outs you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Dragon Racing and then Warrior Racing. Great team, great guys on the team. I'd like to thank my boy Craig for helping me out throughout the race. Always a great time with him. I'd like to thank my designer, Milkman Designs, my boy Jacob Crawford, always coming out with sick wraps. And then I'd like to thank my mom. She likes to watch every week, always giving me good motivation week in and week out. But yeah, I'd love. Oh, it's my boy Ryan. He wanted to place his trademark on the front, so we threw him on there for him. So I'd like to thank him too. His little Harry Potter outfit definitely carried me to the front, I should say.
Getting hold of that magic broomstick and taking it all the way to the front with the front. Kind of parting the seas, I guess you could say, for Tyler Goodwin in the 13. Tyler, appreciate your time, buddy. Congratulations on a third place finish. We'll see you at Bristol next week.
Thanks, guys. See you then.
And that's going to do it for the post-race interviews. Dean, you got any final thoughts, or you just happy to be here?
I'm just happy to be here. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need to lay down. I'm probably going back to Pocono tonight for the Australian series. So yeah. Let's see how the tricky triangle. Tricky it was. Massive wrecks. A lot of big players there, big names got involved in that one earlier too. Brian Chubo, Tiffany, remember Justin Lumpkin, Cole Larson, Luke Smith, JD, Stephen Page, Joshua Sussay, all there, came back there. I think Brady he ended up finishing in P5. Darren Bruce ended up finishing in P4 as well too. So, and then Matt Cherry, Phil Pappas, and Nate Mao, as you can see on that one. So even those other drivers that were involved in some of those wrecks, they still come back and finished in the top 10. Pretty impressive, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, you know, when we see stuff like that here in Nazareth. I mean, I say it each and every week, folks. You never know what's going to happen when you turn on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network and you see any of these leagues, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I mean, honestly, you never know what's going to happen. But, folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast. Hell of a race. Adam Newton gets the win here tonight, so congratulations to the Bulldog on that. Want to thank all of our sponsors, obviously, Serve Pro, Premier Racing Setups, DSR Electric for the title sponsor of the DSR Electric Truck Series, obviously Blanchard's Towing for the Blanchard Towing Xfinity Series, TLC Warrior Wraps, Starbase 1552 Comics. Can't forget about old Murph from Murph's Magical Creations, and also Millie's Restaurant and Catering for the title sponsor of the Millie's Restaurant and Catering 250. And obviously concerns of police survivors for everything they do for the Friday night series. The fans, the drivers, Bray LaBeouf, Cody Knott for always allowing us to be ourselves and always doing what they do for Nazareth. Thank them very much for everything that they do. For the Australian Dean Hopton Bengals, and also for Smithfield, North Carolina's own Wesley Allen. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. And folks, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. It's going to get good. Short track racing. It's Bristol, baby. You do not want to miss them. Rock 'em, sock 'em. It's going to be a dogfight next week. Will the Bulldog go for 2 in a row? Or are we going to see a new winner here at Nazareth? Tune in next Monday night, Cinco de Mayo. Bring you tequila and your tacos. We're going to Bristol, baby. Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live and only on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network.